mics.
All right, everybody, mute your mics. Go ahead and start it off, brother.
All right, peace, halito, shalom, peace to the family. Right now, we got the Friday night going. We got knowledge, Naughty, Court, Harry. We got the lady on the panel as well, Kayani. And we just finna have an open discussion, building on a few topics. Join in, get ready for the show.
Already, everybody, welcome tonight to another edition. Like Truth said, Friday Night Live #3, and tonight we do have a new panelist tonight. It's Kiani. Welcome to the panel, Kiani. Um, Court, how you doing out there, brother? What's up, Harry? Naughty, what's up? How you doing?
Big up, King. I give thanks for having me in.
We're doing good, brother. Thanks for having us.
So,
Ashe.
Kiani,
Peace
if
and
you
love to everybody that's on the panel.
so,
Appreciate you for having me, King.
all right. No problem, no problem. Now, if you would like, Kiani, you can start off the show.
Why did I know you were gonna do that? Um, well, I'm not really sure as far as a specific topic to really hit right now. I kind of more or less just like to listen in and then chime in. So if any one of the kings would like to jump it off, that's cool. I'll just chime in when I hear some good content.
Yes, I sure, Strin. I know you'll just get an earful of what me I say when I come off the next channel there. Getting ready to come into this program here. Did you have any sights on what I was saying? Could you put a little input in on it? Because you're a wise young lady and you're very eloquent in your wording. So we'd like to hear from you if you can just take off from what was being discussed on the next level.
Okay, well, do you mind reiterating the question back to me?
Yes, I was speaking last over there in the topic we were on. I was basically saying that um, we have to fight the forces that's within we said or out
Peace,
on the
Ryan. Thanks for coming to the
exterior we
broadcast.
said. Yes, I big up, Batman.
What up? What up? Peace, peace, everyone.
Peace
Happy
and love,
Friday.
King.
Yes, I bless up. So what I was saying is this we do have a lot of problems in the world, and I saying we can't fix them all in one day. But
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't we be more concentrating on fixing the main problem was within we self trespassing against we sister and brethren to try to reshape this confusion of dislikes and confusion of disagreements within one another? Can that be like one of the first steps to be taking a change in a whole?
Well, yeah, I appreciate the reiterating the question, and yeah, man, I think that's what's so dope about coming into spirituality is that the only way you're actually going to be able to level up in any form of consciousness is to constantly remember to look yourself in the mirror, because if you don't deal with your internal problems that are at hand that's causing you to live a certain way of life, then you're not necessarily going to find any of these puzzle pieces that you obviously are going to need in order to figure out why your puzzle piece is not fitting in this big ass puzzle. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Yo, I gotta jump in this. What up to everybody on the panel? What up though?
What's good? What's good, bro?
So listen,
Chilling King.
just to build right on top of her, just cause I'm brainstorming. I'll be brainstorming. So we were talking about mirrors and we're talking about what we're talking about now. Usually when you look at the mirror, you don't like the reflection you see. So for the most part, and it's sad to say, the projection we give out is hate.
That's a fact. But I mean, even if you don't, first of all, I feel like not everybody is looking in the mirror and disliking or disapproving of what they don't see. Now, you may point out a lot faster than anyone else your own personal flaws because this is what the mirror is there for. However, I don't feel that everyone in particular is staring in the mirror and feeling like they don't like anything or their holistic vision of what they see. And if they did, then that is the problem. But we now know that this is the problem. But the trick is we have to, it's so funny how the forces even work, because this is why people like me and y'all are here, so that we can actually continue to have these type of conversations, so that we are all ending up tricking each other into loving ourselves a little bit more, or just that much more, so that the impact that we are actually trying to send out into the entire universe feels that whole vibe. Because like Kanye said, it's a vibe, y'all. Catch the vibe and shit. So
What happened? We
Batman,
froze? We froze or something? What's
no,
going
no.
on? It's real
I was gonna
quiet.
tell Batman. I was gonna ask Batman if he had a little input because I haven't heard from him in a while.
Well, I don't know what's been said or what's been going on so far. I just got here. Been kind of a busy day.
We just started, Ryan. You ain't missed nothing. We just started, brother.
Yeah, well, you know.
Is what's happening.
But to kind of elaborate to the whole loving yourself, I don't give a shit what anyone says. I even love my haters. You know why? Because my haters make me famous. No matter which way you look at it, your haters always going to make you famous one way, which way, or whatever. You're always going to have that one hater that's going to be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You're like, whatever. I'm going to still love you for who you are, even though you've gone pissed me off.
well, I personally feel like when we say things like, oh yeah, because I got haters, right? When you say shit like that, and you have to think about how language is another barrier, right? How language is another form of casting spells. So we have to remember to be careful what it is that we are speaking out from the darkness of our triple darkness in our minds, right? Because once you speak out whatever it is that you're casting, you're automatically manifesting that into its physical realm. So when you say things like, "Oh yeah, I got haters and shit like that," or whatever, you're just gonna make when you do shit like that, it's just simply making you're creating all of your own problems that you're actually going through in your lifespan right now, because you're continuously speaking about negative shit. So
Let me dive in here real quick. I think
Facts.
there's different levels of this. Like if you look at the one level, looking at yourself in the mirror to accept you for who you are and change the things you don't accept because it's only within you. That's one level. There's a whole nother level that most people overlook, and that's material level. Most of us will never experience it until we're forced to experience, which comes through losing our job, something terribly going wrong because it forces us. We don't do it willingly. Getting rid of that nice car that makes you feel good in public, having that nicer home because it makes you feel good, sitting on that plush couch because if someone comes over, there's an ego involved in that as well. And I personally am incapable of doing this. I had to hit bottom to actually appreciate what I'm speaking of. Anyone that does it on their own and says, you know what, I don't need that, I'm getting rid of this, that's powerful stuff. But I think the hardest one of all of this, when you're stripped away from the material things, that is only you and yourself left. You are forced to look at yourself. And we hide behind the material, whatever it is. My toilet paper is plusher than yours. That's that ego kicking in. And sometimes it takes to have nothing for you to face yourself, because that's all you have left.
you're absolutely right.
That's true facts. And here's the funny thing is, I don't have that luxury like you're talking about. I am on the lowest totem pole of the rocks, trying to survive, trying to keep the hustle straight, and trying to be something in life. I'm just trying to carry on, trying to live my day by day, and just whatever it takes me to be what it needs to be, then it's gonna be. But I don't have the nicest things in the world. I mean, I have some nice things, but it ain't like I'm living in some billion-dollar house, or I live in the White House or some kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's just the fact that I see what you're talking about.
It's not actually the dollar amount. A millionaire loves his home as much as the guy in the ghetto with the nicest house on the block. The energy is the same. The dollar amount is different. So it is the same, quote, effect, whether you're rich or poor. What I challenge anyone to do, and I just literally recently did this not because of this conversation, it was a challenge I put upon myself. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. Find something that you covet, that, I mean, really is your quote baby. For me, it was one of my watches, and go ahead and sell it. And not because of the money or the fact of selling it. Pay attention to what you go through emotionally selling it. Just in the negotiations, you go through an emotional hurricane. Mine happened to be sold online. Taking that into the post office was like a saying goodbye. And I asked myself, how could something inanimate have so much power over me? Which led me to something else I did years ago, that is, leave your cell phone at home and go to the store. You don't realize the effect these items have on us until you do it. And the cell phone costs you nothing. Next time you go to the store, just leave it at home. And the whole way there, the time you're there, and all the way back. What if something happens? What if someone called? The emotional trauma you go through by these items is astounding. And then multiply that when you've put your labor into something, and meaning you used your money to pay for something. You really start asking the real questions then. What am I really doing? What is the definition of success? Things? Is that success? Or who I am as a human being and how I treat my fellow man?
Yo, that goes back to one of the brethren knowledge panels where he had living or surviving. And that's one of the biggest questions. You really have to look at it if you can't see it no other way.
Get around to that panel, but now I can pop up the screensaver right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead and do that, because that leads back to what we're saying right now. To put it more simpler for people to understand it, so we won't be getting too technical. You know what I mean? The whole process is: are you living to live, or are you living to survive? And that's the big question. Do you need to live, or do you need to survive? It's a difference, It's a difference. I don't know if my difference is the same to you, but there is a difference. And one is gonna be dealing in the material way. The next is gonna be dealing in the metaphysical way, if that's the correct word I'm using. I'm kind of slow a little bit, so I don't know all them techniques I be using, you understand? But still, trying to decipher the two is hard. But if you come in a point where it's either fight or flight, again, is that living or surviving? Which one is more important? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just the struggle in itself when when we're all in this system. Now, whether we're of the system, that's neither here nor there, but we're definitely in it. And the system just basically has us barely surviving, and they really want to kill us.
So then that brings up the question of what do we do to change it? And we've had plenty of talks on the metaphysical and the spiritual, and this isn't to anyone directly. It's just, my way is better than your way is better than his way. When do we actually start doing things? Because sometimes the experience is what gives us the answers, not just the thought process. Like the cell phone thing. Oh, Court, you're tripping. It's just a cell phone, man. Damn. Well, leave it at home for 4 hours and see what you go through. And then that really gets you thinking, because you experienced it, how much power that little piece of plastic has over your life. Because when I grew up, and I know there's a varying range of ages that are listening to this, when I happened to grow up, I lived in the country. I had to drive 15, 20 minutes to get to my boy's house. No phones. You blew a tire, you had to fix it somehow, or grab somebody off the road to help you. Or nowadays, you blow a tire, you don't dare ask anybody for help. What if they're going to murder me? Is that really truthful? Do you see what I'm saying? Are they really going to kill you? Or is that other plastic box in our room convincing us of that? So therefore, we're living in a fearful life that has no validity to it. So sometimes the best way to break these things down is we have to actually put ourselves in situations where, and I'll be honest with you, the end result is it's pretty much all bullshit. But it's that fear we won't address. Leave your cell phone home and see what happens. Or go somewhere where you normally wear your jewelry. Don't wear it that day. You'll feel naked. And you hear even women say that, nonchalantly, oh, I forgot to put my earrings in. It's because now multiply that towards everything we own and see how that affects you. And the phone is just the beginning of it. What about that brand new coat you bought? I go through it. When I buy new shoes, I feel good. Put on my new pants, I'm feeling fresh, I feel good. Now do that for a week and then go to work in your old stuff. Well, what are people going to say about me? What if they're talking behind my back? These are all fears that we can't prove are going on. So we need to start experimenting and doing to get to the root cause of all of this. And it is set up by the system. It controls us literally.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, brother. All I can say is that it's gonna take something really, really big. It's gonna take a lot of work. And just when you think you're done, it's gonna take a lot more work. But I definitely have a positive outlook in it, even if something negative has to happen.
Well, here's where I feel we're at with it, Harry. This will fold into my conclusion. For those bigger things that we're having a hard time controlling, we resort back to those that we trust, our panel, the people that really do want the betterment of us, and we confide in them and say, hey, if I screw up, man, can you kind of hold me accountable? It just gives you that next level. For the big event, and we can sit here in detail all night long about how and when. I will promise you one thing. It is coming. So we now have a choice. We can either get busy on these things and try to make some leeway in them, or we can wait and let them get busy on us. But either way, someone's getting busy.
I mean, listen, everybody's getting busy. Now, what is people getting busy for? Who knows, right? But what we here for is to let people know what they really need to get busy with, so that way, you can see change, even if it's individually or on a bigger spectrum with the people around you.
Absolutely, brother.
I love the way I love the way you did that one hitter, Harry. I love that, bro. That shit was dope.
Pretty much, Harry just like KO'd it and knocked it out like Mike Tyson mode.
Nah, I ain't KO nothing. Look,
dude, that ain't nothing new. That's Harry. That's what he does.
He always mic dropping
strong, brother.
Yes.
Stop dropping that mic.
Listen, I can't drop the mic. Nobody can drop the mic because that shit is out there, man. It don't matter what I say, man. That shit is out there, man. And we really got to change. No, yeah, I mean it does. But what I'm saying is,
somebody you might be say something to aspire somebody to do better, or you know what I'm saying, to like you say, look in the mirror at yourself. Look at
you. Absolutely right. You absolutely right. Listen, I want everybody to do better than me, and that's only because I know that I'm on my way to greatness. You get what I'm saying? That's all. But
true facts, Harry. True facts.
I could care less about any accolades or. Listen, man, this shit's real, man. It's real, and everybody's. They just got everybody frantic and worried and shit, and people say that they don't really care what anybody says, or that they don't need nobody and that they could do it on their own, right? But look the example that Court was talking about. He's saying the first thing that when you step out is you're thinking about what other people are thinking. Right? So it has to get to a point where people can reassure other people that it's okay. Instead of leaving people thinking. Because if you leave a mind to think,
that's what we're
it's
here
gonna
for.
go on that low vibe, you know?
People
Sad to
need
say.
to team up, and when we have a bad day or we're thinking that silliness, we get people like the Harrys and the Noddies and everybody. You surround yourself with those people, because no matter how positive someone thinks they are, we're human. They get them days too, and they're gonna need the other ones to come in and boost them back up and yank them back up. We've lived our lives with boots on our heads this whole time. We're learning how to put that hand out and pull up. You know, we're so used to stepping on everybody else because we're getting stepped on. So that's why these panels are imperative for everybody's individual growth, but also growth as a group. And that's how we're going to change this. Money isn't going to change it. If the people stop obeying, if all the people just stop and say, we're not doing this anymore, where did their power go? The elite have no more power. The only reason they have power is because we give it to them. So the learning, the respecting, the loving one another. And I 10 years ago, love thy neighbor. Oh, listen to this guy. He's on some shit. No, that's the truth of it. We need to start loving one another and giving a helping hand. I think you said it earlier, Harry, or maybe it was truth. If, you don't feel like helping someone move, but you do it anyways.
Yeah, yeah. And let me just express one thing to the people them about this fear that them have inside of them. You don't have to be afraid, man. Everything is in your power to accomplish. Now, check this out. When I go and say that, I say that for a reason. The reason I saying this is I used to be afraid of the police, like really, like shit. Like when I feel them around me, I used to be so afraid of them, man, that I can see them before I actually get up on them. My vibe was just on that. You understand? Until I got sharpened and I got knowledge within who I am and what I can change within myself. Look, I got videos and everything. I got paperwork and everything. It's where I went and got sharpened on who I need to be to defeat the fear of myself. Because again, this was a color I had in myself that I was expressing as an emotion. So for me to defeat that emotion as being in all blackness, a ninja at all time, I had to get sharpened in my skills. I had to know who the hell I was. I had to know how much I weigh. When I get ready to jump over this wall or leap over this through this window, I got to know. I got to know what I am and how to control that. So now, when I see them, they don't even bother me because I know them can't bother me. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no spiritual thing. It's because I done prepared myself because of this physically, because I had the spiritual strength to get my physical in order. I had the strength mentally or spiritually to go and sync my spirit and my physical together to become one. And it is work. It works. And I want everyone to know that don't be afraid of talking about, oh, well, it's the way the world go. You in the world, you're not of the world. Remember that. So everything that's in this world is the flesh and the tree and the car and the everything that of this sort here. But once you know, yo, I control all of that. I really inside of me, this thing inside of me that I can't even see because it's in a black. But I know it's there because it talked to me and give me true guidance every day. It controls everything. Let me go and use it and apply it where it can control things.
I want to build off of a little bit of this here. Like you guys are talking about, being great and everything, being surrounded by greatness. I am surrounded by greatness every day. I'm surrounded by greatness on the panel here because each and every one of you is nothing but greatness. And I want to share a little something. I was not expecting this today. Just the other day, I did the act of kindness. I paid it forward. we had snow the other day, and I went around to house by house, even an apartment complex nearby, and I went and shoveled their snow. Didn't want no money, didn't want nothing, for doing it. I just went and paid it forward. I came home from being gone, and I come home and I have a little surprise in between my door and my screen door. One of my neighbors got and left me a note with a little gift saying thank you for coming over and helping shoveling the snow at our house. Wasn't expecting anything like that to come my way, but the act of kindness I just wanted to do. I was just trying to pay it forward.
Yes, I King. Big ups.
And I tell you, that was like the most shocking thing. I was like, I opened my door because I come back and I got groceries too. And I'm just like, whoa, what the heck is this? I was like, that's cookies. I was like, dang, he's dropping cookies off my doorstep and shit. I pick it up. I was like, that's from the neighbors. I didn't really totally get a chance to read it right off the bat. I had to put my groceries down, put the cookies down for 2.5, put stuff away. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to go back to these cookies after I put my stuff up. I go to it. I'm reading this note. I'm thinking, man, they didn't have to do that. I told one of my neighbors, I'm just paying it forward. I ain't trying to get no money. I ain't trying to do all that. I just wanted to pay it forward because it's the kind of thing to do.
Good, man. That's what needed to be fucking done, man, because you probably saved a lot of broken necks or something.
Yeah, Harry, I'll tell you, I don't have no snowblower, okay? I ain't got nothing that fancy shit. I got a shovel, 2 legs, 2 hands. I force feed that shit. Like it was nothing. Like I didn't even catch my second wind. I was first struck on that first wind. I was going hard.
Yes, I, brethren. But you know that was bringing you into your investment. You was investing into your future. You was investing. You was sacrificing yourself, your time, your energy into something greater than yourself, which you actually made a positive investment in yourself. And you don't even know it yet. But those little things that came unknowing, man, it's way greater thing coming for you for that. Believe that. Kindness from thy heart without any motives or alternative things planted in your heart and in your works. Man, look, that's the way we need to be living. That's a good example right there, bro. And I love you for that. I love you for that. And I pray. Oh Lord,
go ahead and listen, man. Ja, what you was just saying, Ja? What you was just saying? Go ahead, bring that right back a little bit.
No, I was just telling the man he just gave me so much. It done brought like a teary thing in my eye right now to know that we still have love in us, but we don't even realize it. We don't even want to express love. We hate so much. Why are we hating each other? We only one. We are one.
You ain't lying,
separate
my G.
and different thing, Go on, man.
Listen, man. Everybody listening out there, man, kiss yourself. Kiss somebody next to you. You fucking hear me? Boy. For real, man.
Yeah, man. We don't get this thing right the first time. We ain't getting too many more chances, bro. We have to link and unite. This is a real soul.
We will.
Mother Earth cry. Mother Earth is crying, She crying. And I can't believe we people not in touch with that we can't feel her tears, that we can't feel her sorrows. You know how much blood so in the ground? You think this earth ain't crying over that? I crying for that. And it's not even my child died. a God, or
What,
not
what
doing right.
what does Bob Marley always say? That one song, "One
Which
Love,"
one?
right?
One love, always
One love. That's
one
right. That's
love.
what it is. You got to have that
One
one
love.
love.
It's no emotions, it's no other colors. It's only one love, the love for life. That's
That's right.
it. All that other shit is a hindrance. One.
Ooh, I hear you, man. Keep going. Come on, man. Don't mute that mic. Keep dropping that shit.
Yo, listen, man. If motherfuckers want to control, you gotta let go.
See, that's the thing. I don't let motherfuckers control me. I control myself and
That's
my
what I'm
actions.
saying, and that's all that needs to be controlled, brother. I ain't talking about nobody else. Believe
No,
that.
no.
You know,
I see what you're
you
talking.
gotta
What
let
you're
go,
saying.
man. You gotta
Yeah,
let go.
exactly. That's why I said, you can't let. I don't let no one. I control
And it ain't gonna
myself.
happen overnight.
Nah,
But we have to be able to let go, and we have to know that there's somebody there that's gonna make sure we don't fall.
right. Like because if you don't, then what the fuck?
Man, the brother Nadi just dropped it. All that you need, man. He should never muted his mic. His passion was with it. It's right. It's about yourself. You gotta be able to know how to make moves yourself. Like honestly, bro, I think this what got me in the mindset that I'm at, man. The only motherfucker I know I can depend on is my mama, man. I don't depend on nobody else, not even my mama, but I know she'll make a way for a nigga if I really need it. You feel me? But
That's real shit.
I never try to put
That's
myself in that
fact.
situation. This is what got me like that back when I was younger, bro. When I first came home, man, I used to have to catch the train and the bus to go to schools all the way on the other side of town because it was against my papers and shit to go to school. I couldn't even stay with my mom. I had to stay with my grandma. They wouldn't even allow me to live in her neighborhood. But you feel me? Depending on motherfuckers just for a ride, bro. Ever since then, I always had a fucking car. Ever since then, I always went and got my own paper. I never depended on nobody because I don't put shit past nobody, man. And the fucked up part about it is the reason why I don't put shit past nobody, because anytime I'm doing anything, I always lend a hand out to motherfuckers that I know because that's just who I genuinely is. You feel me? Anything I got going on that I know I can put my mans on, whatever. Even my man just need a ride. I know he ain't got no car, nigga work. What up, bro? You need a ride to work? Whoop the bam. That's just who I am. But I don't expect that shit in return because every time I expect that type of shit in return, eventually something happened where a motherfucker got to show who they truly is, and they do. And it just don't be what I expected, and I'm just disappointed. Not shocked, not surprised, but disappointed. It's rarely a few that have not disappointed me when it came down to shit like that. So you got to be able to control all that shit yourself. You got to have that mindset yourself. It's all about you. Not all about you on no selfish shit, but how you move through life and how your outlook on life and how you operate through life. Them all decisions that you got to make, and you can't let nobody make it for you, because if you do, it won't be genuine, and eventually you going to fade out because deep down inside that ain't you. So why waste your time? Just go ahead and put your own energy to whatever you want to do. But I'm just high and rambling, man. Let me mute this mic.
Nah. You saying everything right, brother. And just to build off you, is one of the things that you said that stuck with me, man. And I just want to say shout out to all the single parent mothers out there. Do y'all hear me? Shout out to y'all. I love all y'all. Know what I mean?
Well. Don't forget
It's
there's
been
single fathers that be doing that shit though too.
hey,
That
look,
be going hard.
that's irrelevant, brother. I'm singling out the single parent mothers right now. I love
I
y'all
know.
because my mother raised a man's man, and at the end of the day, what Truth said was right. That's how my mother raised me. My mother told me don't depend on anybody for anything. You need something, you ask me. And if I can't get it, then you just don't got it.
I would like to interject on that part of this conversation, if my kings don't mind.
Nah, you good.
But
Go for it.
I would just like to say that, see, what I feel like we have to remember is that way of thinking, right? It's not to say that, because my mom was a single parent too, right? To some degree. But when they say with that mentality, right, we have to look at all the aspect that come with someone who would speak in in disvaluing of anyone who could have been potentially there to assist them, right? So when you hear I know when I heard my mother say shit like, oh, don't depend on anybody, I mean, I took that with a grain of salt, because at the same time I saw how when she would make that statement, in the same breath, it was like, you're depending on the fucking government to assist you, right? Because in order to have this apartment that you wanted, you had to get rid of who? The man of the house, the very potential person that you created these fucking star seeds with to assist you. But because you want to be a strong black woman, right? And all of this bullshit, thinking that you don't need no fucking man, right? That's where all of this type of mentality and shit like that way of that level way of thinking comes in. Because it's like, how you gonna teach your kids to follow anything that you say, but you're not the very example of that shit?
No, Queen,
So
Queen, you're absent.
I'm not saying that I'm taking any praise away from the statement that you made, right? But I'm just saying, like, we got to look at it from all angles.
No, baby girl,
Feel me?
you're right. You're right.
Praise, or whether one side or the other more than the other.
You're right, Queen.
Because we look at the mental state of which these people are speaking on shit like that. Because it's like, yo, y'all know damn well that you could have had this type of fucking help or whatever, but you were depending on someone else's fucking paycheck or someone else's corporation to hand feed, spoon, and all of this shit for your entire fucking family. But yeah, you want to teach your kids to not depend on anybody when you are not even that fucking example. So
no, Kiana, you are absolutely right. And for those type of single parent mothers, I wasn't even talking about them. You feel me? I right now, with the energy I got, I can't give it to them. Right? I was only speaking of the beautiful single parent mothers who's doing what they have to do, who's doing what they should do, and doing their best. Right. With that being said, we all make mistakes. Now, as far as the deadbeats, listen, I mean, yeah, I listen. It is what it is, you know.
About that
I'm talking about the real ones.
Honestly,
I know, love.
nah,
It's just,
yeah, I
you know,
feel
the real ones. Know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
just
nah, I
talking
feel
to the
you.
real
But
ones out there.
what I'm saying is simply that even when you say deadbeats, right? Because that can go vice versa, female or male, right? We have to actually think about why they would even be deemed as such in the first place. So you can't just look at, you know, that one specific side, because that one specific person could be telling you why they feel this other being that they created this new being with is a fucking deadbeat, you know? But if you got the other side of that person's story, they're gonna probably tell you something completely fucking different about the entire situation. So it's
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
you
Yes,
know,
ma'am. And I'm only. So look, I love to speak the truth. That's why. Listen, I'm speaking to all the people who's true out there. You feel me, love? Like you, like the people on the panel. I'm speaking to the true people.
that's
You
a
get what I'm
fact, but
saying?
you got to speak to the ones that they deem as deadbeats people too. Get that side of, stop just, you know, focusing on the one-sided fucking spectrum, you know?
Yes. Yes.
That's
You're
all I'm
absolutely
saying.
right. You're absolutely right. Well, what you want me to address to them? That they not shit? Yo, I know that
I'm
they.
not saying that.
I know. No, listen, they ain't shit. And I'm fucking with you when I say that. You heard? They not
Right.
shit. And listen, truth be told, they know they not shit. And as soon as they get and as soon as they get to stop moving and doing what they doing, listen, their whole life will crumble apart. That's why motherfuckers like that stay on the move, stay on the go. They
I
got to
feel
keep their
you.
mind busy. You know what I
But
mean?
at the same time, yeah, I feel you. But at the same time, we still have to remember the psychological fucking damage that has been in place for them to even be deemed as such ain't shit ass type of people.
Right.
You know,
Right. That's what I'm
it's a
saying. And look, and that goes
psychological
back to
thing.
that.
You
And that
know,
goes back to
the
that. What
face in
that.
the mirror.
And that goes back to what we talking about: looking in the mirror, getting your shit right, loving yourself, loving everything about everything.
That's right, because everything is everything, and I did hear you say that, so that's a truest statement, man. Word up.
Loving everything about everything. Shit'll go exactly the way it's supposed to. Word, but yeah, man, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I think both of y'all right though. On the cool, but everything is about balance, like old
Welcome,
girl was
brother.
saying.
I didn't even welcome you to the broadcast, brother. Peace,
Okay.
go live. Welcome to the show, brother.
Just thank everybody,
Welcome to
thank
the
everybody
channel.
for hearing me out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, introduce yourself right quick, brother, before you
Yeah, I
bounce
go by
off.
many names, man. You know what I mean? My government name is Booker T or BT. You know what I mean? On a lot of times I go as Urban Scholar on here, or Go Live or whatever. But y'all can call me Go Live or Booker T, BT, whatever y'all want to call me, man. You know what I mean? But I was
You,
just
you got
addressing what
you
y'all
got
was
a
saying,
YouTube
though.
channel, brother?
Yeah, actually I do. It's not really highly developed or nothing like that, but
All right.
the most developed one I got is like Urban Scholar, and I try to drop things here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not really all that technically tech savvy. You know what I mean? To get all
Well,
the
I appreciate you coming in, brother.
no doubt. You
Go ahead.
know,
What you was about to build on, brother.
Booker
okay.
T, shout out to you, brother.
Shout out
Straight
to
up.
you,
What's
brother.
up? What's up, bro? I remember you before, man. What's going on?
Everything good, man. Everything
What's
always
up?
good.
So, like just like I was saying though, it's like a balance to everything, and we tend to forget the balance, you know what I mean? Like old girl was saying, like, people are deemed as deadbeats, you know what I mean? But that's not always the case, you know what I mean? A deadbeat to whose point of view, you know what I mean? You have females out here that deprive guys from dealing with their children. You know what I mean? And they want to be in their life, but the mother don't let them. And then you have mothers that's begging guys to be in their children's life, and they don't want to be there. You know what I mean? So it's like a double edged type thing. You can't just say, okay, these people are bad, these people are good. You got to weigh out both sides of the coin, like she's saying. You know what I mean? Even though you got dads out there that's being single parents, and then you have mothers that's deadbeat, so to speak, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So it's all about the balance.
Yeah, that's 100% truth. And I mean, with that being said, just to build on top of that, yeah, man. Unfortunately, that's just the way. That's just the way it is for now. Um, I even have faith in them, and like, just to coincide with what you guys say, what makes him or her a deadbeat in anybody's eyes? I can't judge. I can't judge that. You know. I know what's right and wrong, and if something right or wrong is being done in front of me, for your kids or not for your kids, I can definitely see that, and I still can't judge it. I can just try and help you with that. I can help anybody that may need help, and I need help too. And listen, man, it's just it always boiled down to this fucking love, man. And you have to be real with yourself. It's just hard, man. It's hard because being in this world and not of the world, shit can get difficult with, you can lose the vision really fast, man.
It's
Yeah.
multi-layered, like you said, Harry, and in the world, not of the world, the destruction of the family unit, welfare has done its crime in this as well. The one thing that I try to focus on is we all know that there's varying degrees of what they've done to get us in the situation we're in. As we unfold or unpeel the onion, we have to, whether people want us to or not, we know what's right from wrong, and we have to start standing up and doing our best to correct them one at a time. Um, my wife's a very strong woman. She comes from a strong family, as do I, but we've had our ups and downs. And she really hung on when I was ready to give up. So she pulled through when I wasn't. There's other times that, she didn't understand things. I had to just stand my ground and pull through. We were good. When you know certain things, there's certain responsibility and a level of responsibility that we have to come with. And I think that's what starts putting the pieces back together. Um, I try to use an analogy for everything, but I like flipping cars. And I can get a car and talk shit about the previous owner all day long, how ignorant they are, how dirty they are. Oh, I just can imagine their children. But I'm missing the task at hand. I have to get in there, clean the dirt out, get it back fixed again to complete my mission. My mission is to sell it and make money. So sometimes for myself, I try not to dwell on a lot of things. The system, oh, them bastards, they destroyed the family unit. And then that brings up what race did they do it to first? And then it's argument, argument, argument. When I should be focusing on being the best dad I can be because my dad wasn't. For some, the women, when the father leaves, that's detrimental. And as hard as it is, they need to be around, even if they just have friends, guy friends, that encourage them. So, like what we're doing, what Harry's talking about, Nadi's talking about, Truth brings it up all the time, knowledge. We have our varying degrees or levels of knowledge that we have that the others don't. But that's what these chats are for, because I've got to be honest with you, it doesn't surprise me when somebody has an epiphany when you take a panel as powerful as this. And I think that's why we're so powerful, because everybody has a different insight on a different subject. You may know socks, this guy knows shirts, that guy knows pants. Together, it's a system. Together, it's an outfit. And we've got to start, not we, I have started to focus on not just the problem, I know the problem. I want to start being the solution, and trying to stay positive with that and relying on strong people is extremely helpful in that journey. Go ahead,
That's
Nadia. I
right.
know you're itching, brother. Go live. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, man. Just like what you said, man, like you guys addressing is love, right? We know love is the key. But the thing about it is, how do you receive love? You know what I mean? How do you get love? What is love? You know what I mean? Those are the first things you have to understand. And most people don't love themselves, so it's impossible for them to love you. You know what I mean? So once you see someone has love for themselves, it's easy to love someone else. You know what I mean? And that's the key. But the thing about it is, people don't know what love is, and love is God, supposedly, right? So now everybody understand that God's supposed to be inside of them, but how many people actually connects to that God inside of them? That's the key.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I be on, brethren. That's definitely what I be on right there, is learning the love, which is, the love of life, which is of the Creator. That's his gift to you. That's him allowing you to know he do exist. Is the love of life, the life that is thereof. So, going on what Brethren was saying earlier, the deadbeats and them thing there. Yo, I's a single father. I's a single father of a 6-year-old. His mom don't really intertwine, and she doing she own thing. But yo, me ain't hating she, and me ain't feel like she's a deadbeat. I happy she gone and do what she doing, because just by her simple vibe with it interfering with my son's raising, because she wasn't a fighter. If not to say our people dead beat them, woo, 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 but you have to fight for what you want. If you want freedom, you have to fight for freedom. If you want love, you have to fight for love. So I mean, certain emotions, as a man, I gotta know when to exercise them emotions at the proper time. That's what make me a man. But you still have to know when to express them emotions, and that's still outside of love. Love have nothing to do with emotion. Emotions is my perception of my feelings of my body pleasures, my mindly pleasures, that's tuned in with my body. So at that time, that's a whole different spectrum I'm in. I'm not in tune with the love of our life if I using any kind of emotion. All right. So that just goes to put truth and rights on what the brethren them saying. I agree in total agreement with you. Yes, I.
Nah, yeah, man. All you guys are right, man. And it's hard. It's hard. It's gonna be a fight. None of this shit is easy. But that's the beauty in it. And on top of that, I can only speak from my personal experience. Um, but when I was a youngin, I was heartless. I didn't care about anybody. Uh, didn't really care about myself. Only really wanted financial gain. And I knew that you had to be heartless to really, not really, but coming from where I was coming from, born and raised in the South Bronx, there's not really too many opportunities, right? So in order for you to really gain some type of financial, you may have to step on toes and things of that nature. Anyway, with that being said, man, I grew out of that, and I realized that I wasn't happy because I was doing bad to myself and doing bad to others. And once I stopped doing that, once I tried my best to do good by me and by others, that's when I feel most happy in life and most complete. So it's almost like a disease for me to really be what one can call a piece of shit, because it doesn't sit right in my body, don't sit right in my soul.
That's right, man. That's like true resurrection. You know what I mean? That's how it goes for everybody, though, brother. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, it's all about how do you deal with it. You know, like everyone when they're born, they have to learn how to be caring and loving and all of that. You know what I mean? Children are naturally selfish. That's just how it is. And then once you grow, and then you learn how to use your own faculties to think, you know, where you can discern good from evil, and it's all on you after that. You know what I mean? And then once you receive the love, once you receive the light, there is no going back. You know what I mean? But the thing that we have to understand is that some people develop faster than the other. You know what I mean? So that's where patience comes in at. You know what I mean? You have to be patient with other people until they can arrive to that point that you've arrived to. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, most people don't want to show love because they've experienced so many heartbreaks, like the other guy was speaking of earlier. You know what I mean? Everybody show love all the time. You know what I mean? But the people that show love is the ones that get hurt. So we develop this hate, so to speak. You know what I mean? To protect our love. You know, so a lot of times the meanest people are the nicest ones, but you have to know how to get in first. You know what I
And
mean? And
touch
so,
on how touch on Brethren, touch on how we find we when we get that hate, we try to find an excuse on why to hate.
okay, we get that hate and we try to find an excuse on why they hate. That the people's excuse is that they don't show love to me. You know what I mean? So that's why people feel like it's okay and they form it and they stick with it. You know, it's like the world is a cold world. It's a cold world out here. You know what I mean? So they
Facts.
give
Yes,
what
sir.
they receive to a certain extent. That's what happened. Like whatever person to do to you, you tend to reflect that back out. You know. But the thing about it is how you curve it is to show love. That's what people don't understand. It's a giving and receiving. But what people forget is the order of operation. They forget the process is giving and receiving. You see what I'm saying? People want to receive before they give. I'm gonna give you a prime example of this hate love dynamic that we have going on, right? So let's say, for instance, we walking down the street or whatever, or somebody might have a problem with somebody. Oh, you know how people have the attitude of saying, "I'm not going to speak to nobody else if they don't speak to me first, or if you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you," right? So the thing about it is, let's say if two people uh take to that same ideology, when will you ever be able to come to a point to where you can click and come together? If you feel like I'm not going to speak to you if you don't speak to me, and
That's
I
facts.
feel the same
Facts.
way,
Facts.
when we
Facts.
ever speak? You see? And so that's the problem, John. You know what I mean? People don't understand the big concept, but don't understand how stupid it sounds. You know what I mean? Someone has to give in first. You know, even though I feel like I'm that type of person too, if I speak, so that's where the humbleness comes in at. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be humble enough to be the first one to stick myself out there. But the thing about it is, no one wants to be hurt. That's the problem. So people don't have humbleness. It's like an embarrassment. It's like I don't want to do this because I don't want nobody to shit on me, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because they don't have the heart to handle it.
Yeah. And that goes back to that fear I was talking about, though. You know, he's saying you have to overcome the fear because you have to know
That's right. That's right. Because
virgin right
it's
now.
love,
I want your
automatic.
email. I want your address. I want your phone. Cause hey, yo, I done pick up the vibe of your love. And you wasn't fearful to put your love out there for me to accept your love. So yo,
Yeah, yeah.
once you
This brother put it
look, I
out there.
can't say virgin.
Peace to this brother. For real.
Yeah. So we have to link up with this one here too because he a positive one too, you know.
Yo, go
Hey,
live. We gotta get you again, brother.
Who that? Shall I go live? Who that?
No, that's you. I'm calling you off your
Yeah,
Huh? My man, he said, "Go live." Who
man.
that? Who
I would
that? That's
definitely
you,
love it,
brother.
bro.
That's you, brother. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I had I had kind of blanked out. I didn't hear what you had said, so I was trying to make sure you was referencing to me. My bad. That's what
Nah,
I was
yeah,
saying.
that you listen, man. You the man, man. We everybody in here, man. Listen, kiss yourself one time out there, man. Everybody listening, man. Kiss somebody next to you, man. Stop playing with it, man.
I'm telling you,
Word up,
brother,
man.
we gotta get you on the show again, man. For
I
real.
love to come on the show whenever y'all want me on, man. I have a
All right.
lot to share, man.
Hey,
I
ain't
really
nothing
do.
wrong with that. The show ain't ending yet. So I want to ask you guys this question. Throughout your lifetimes and all you brothers cycles around the sun, uh, what is the most important thing in life you would tell someone based on your experiences of life and just seeing the despair in their face? What would
Okay,
you
what would I
do
tell
to
someone
help?
that has despair? You saying
Yeah, basically, there you go. There
to
you
build
go.
them up?
I want, yeah, I want all you brothers to elaborate on that. That's a good topic right there. Let's build on that subject matter.
Okay, yeah. Well, if y'all let me go further, that'd be cool. I guess since I'm already talking, you know what I mean. So, the thing that I would tell a person is to know yourself. I know it sounds cliche, right? And you tell people know thyself, and they're like, okay, I know myself or whatever, but no one really give directions on how to find themselves. Nobody gives direction on how to connect with that love. No one gives direction on how to connect with that spirit inside of them. You know what I mean? And that's the despair because so many people are looking outside when it comes to religions or whatever the case is. It's an outside thing, but everything happens on the inside first. That's the first principles of things is the inside, the invisible things. So, what I would tell a person that's in despair is to understand that all their disparities is designed to power them to it is designed for their rise. Okay. I think people have the wrong concept of negative. You know what I mean? Negative is a form of resistance. You need resistance in order to propel forward, to go forward. You know what I mean? But many times people take the negative and then they either you're gonna fight or you're gonna or flee. You know what I mean? And so that's what negativity does to you. Some people take negativity and they keep it inside and then they hurt others. Some people take negativity and they use it for fuel to do better. You know what I mean? Some people just crawl and just die. You know what I mean? It's like if I tell you, hey, you a piece of crap, you ain't gonna never be anything. Now, if I have a weak mind, which most people do, I'll be like, okay, yeah, you're right. I can't do this. I am a piece of crap. And then they start acting that out, you know? But if you have a strong mind, you're gonna be like, it does not matter what you say I am. You know what I mean? I know who I am. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna continue on your journey and have the self-control and power to overcome it. See, well, let me get out, not to get off the topic because you said what should a person do to help themselves in these situations is to take their negatives and challenge it and channel it into a positive. That's the key. Channel negative energy into positive energy. That's like a form of alchemy. You understand what I'm saying? It's converting negative energy into positive energy. To me, that's the key. Brother still there?
Yeah, we still here. Somebody else wanna
You know, it's hard
yeah.
because of what he just said. I mean, how do
Yeah,
you
I
how do
mean,
you
I
go
mean,
after
that's
something like
basically
that?
different
And
from our perspectives. Okay, well, I'm gonna ask it to you in a different way, and maybe you'll give me a different answer, brother. So,
Yo,
so
I wanna go on that. I wanna go on that. You heard?
go, Harry, go,
All right,
Harry,
so boom. All right, so let me
go,
interject
Harry.
on top of the brother and all that, and let me just
What you
say
gonna
that
do to uplift somebody, Harry? Through all the
you can hear me.
yes, can you hear me?
All right, yeah, I can hear everything.
Go ahead,
Um,
Harry. What you gonna do to uplift somebody, man?
all right,
When you
so I
know they
mean,
got them going through some hard times.
I could just take it like one person at a time. So I mean, if I was to see somebody down and out, um, it's kind of hard to say anything during the time that a person might be feeling the way they feel in a moment of despair or whatever. The best I could probably do is physically show them. As far as words, I can just tell them that I love them. Um, trying my best physically to make that person happy for that day, and before person, just reassure them that there's more of us out there. And then hopefully, because like we all know it's a fight and it's gonna be more time. So hopefully in a different time, somebody will be able to run into them and give them the same type of TLC, you know. But yeah, I mean, those things are very hard, and you know, anybody can say something or do something. It really is up to the person. But as far as giving them some type of morale boost of just the world in general or themselves, yeah, I would probably have to physically do something for them at that time to try and make them happy. Just let them know I love them, and let them know there's definitely more people out there like us, you know.
Yes, I, brethren. All right, can I hear it?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right, all right. I really want we personally to get in tune with we self, because if we go back like the brethren, cause the brethren sound like me, just a different sound. The Go Live BT, he's got a positive, strong sound that I like to hear. But just for everyone to change yourself within yourself, and then you can read energies and what's going on. Believe me, I'm not boasting that I excuse me. I, I'm not boasting that I some special man. But all I saying is that it's a level that we can reach, that everyone could reach. And I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. What you could do, I could do. So I'm telling you, you can do this. You can reach a level of love within thyself. By every person you come by, you're gonna learn them color. You're gonna know those color. You're gonna be able to relate to that color. And I give you a prime example. I gone to the mall one day. I had a pocket full of money. This is the energies now of my love that I reach in. So I go into the mall, gonna buy me a pair of shoes or something. Feeling good when I feel good about myself. As soon as I reach into the mall, the first thing I see is an old lady sitting on a bench, an elderly, a mama, grandmama. You understand? I walk up to she immediately because something inside of me, my irids inside of me told me, give she some money. Just told me that. I walk up on the old lady and I give her $100 bill, just as my witness. I mean using this for no boost. I using this for an example. So please understand where I coming from when I say this. The woman jump up to me and I was in Texas at the time, Houston. The woman jump up and grab me and kiss me and hold me and tell me I saved her. She don't know how I do it,
but I save her. And I watch her. I say, no problem, mom, no problem. You have a good day, a blessed day, you know. She turned around and said, no, no, you don't understand. I stuck out here and I was trying to get back home to Mississippi and I didn't have $1 on me. Now I can get home. I turn around and give her a little more thing just on that sound too, so she could have something else to press on with. You understand? But the energy for we to be able to help to see the color and know what position we need to play. Okay, like I take Christ as an example, and I'm not no religious man. I like to use. If you want me to use Buddha, me use Buddha. You want me to use Allah, me use Muhammad, me use all of them too. You understand? Because all of them the same. Christian,
That's right.
all of them the same. All right. So if you use Christ now, Christ will go out to the people and try make them people comfortable and see the vibe where him need to go, where it guided him in him spirit and in flesh. Follow him spirit. The inner side first. That's what you have to go off of. This flesh thing is something to trick with. So if I go and pull up on someone, I gonna give them my energy to pull them up because they need an extra boost because they are in the negative.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And it's not because of their will they're in the negative, it's because of other forces. So my positive force come in, it'll break off them shackle and chain upon them by all sound. You understand? So I have to go and put that on that person. And if words is good, man. But people ain't really trying to hear words. They want to see action. That's really what people go off picture. You know what I mean? You're inside watching where you watch a book. You want to read a book. First thing that really grabs you is the picture. Now you want to see the picture the whole way where you print this. So action speak louder than word. You know understand?
Yes, Ja. And listen,
Yes.
we all understand that you're saying what you're saying because that's how it may not be, it's no fight at all for you, brother. Or maybe it is from time to time, once in a while. But we all know that you just saying that because that's how we need to be. That's how we must be. It's just no kudos for that. That's how we need to be. Listen, just last year, man, last Thanksgiving, I had $40 in my pocket. I was supposed to be going outside to get some things for the house. I stopped by the gas station. And the only thing that pops out of everything, mind you, the gas station is full. It's Thanksgiving Day. People are enjoying themselves. Everybody's loving themselves and each other and shit like that. And I just see this lady off to the corner. And mind you, it's cold, and she had on a jacket and shit. But it just wasn't something right. So I start walking up to her. And the first thing I ask her, is she okay? She doesn't really answer me. I ask her again if she's okay. You all right? You okay? She doesn't answer me. I just took out my $40 and left it with her. I think somebody at the gas station saw me and it was a young girl. Oh, you're such a nice man. I said, listen, I kind of like shushed her because I didn't want the lady to hear her. Kind of like shushed her, and I'm like, look, don't worry about that. I don't even know the lady or whatever. I don't need no praise. I don't need no. It's no praise deserved for that. There's no praise deserved for that. That's what we're supposed to do. I went home and they like, yo, where the shit? And I'm like, yo, man, I gave this lady the money, man. What? Yeah, listen, man, she was in the gas station. Look, it's cold out. She needs something. Everybody enjoying themselves and she's out there by herself. I just gave her that. And they had no choice but to overstand that. And that's how we gotta be, man. We gotta be.
Yeah, you're right, bro. Just like that. You know what I mean? And so, like, now I'm gonna give you guys a thing about that though that you guys are doing to let you guys know what you're actually doing. All right. So it's like this right here, right? So let's say you help this lady, okay? Like Josh said, he said out of nowhere, the voice came to him and it said, "Hey, go get this lady $100," and he obeyed. This obedience, right? So now, in order to get to that level of understanding, you have to know who God is. You have to fully understand that it might sound crazy, but in order to really connect with God, you have to understand that you don't exist. Okay, I know that may sound crazy. Like we talk about this flesh and this spirit thing. We know the spirit is
Right.
God.
Good.
Okay, so we have to understand the flesh does not exist. You are dead. The only thing that's causing me to talk out of my body right now is my spirit. The words that I'm
Yes,
speaking
I.
is the
Yes, I.
word of God,
Yes, I.
literally.
Yes, I. Yes, I.
Okay,
Lick
so
them arm dingy.
No,
Lick
yes,
that's
them.
yes.
right.
I totally understand what you're saying. Go live.
So
Yes.
once you understand this for real and you can actually connect to it, then you will see all type of miracles. People will receive that so-called enlightenment. Everybody's saying, "Oh, I'm woke, I'm enlightened, I'm this, I'm that," but they don't understand what it actually means. People think they're enlightened when they learn information that was hidden. You know, that's not
Bam.
enlightenment. Okay. And the thing about it is, people like to downplay religion, they like to downplay the Bible and all this kind of stuff, right? The only reason why they're downplaying it is because they don't understand who God is. Once you understand who God is, you will clearly see how the scriptures is really talking about the spirit. That's all it's really talking about. It's explaining how to operate in life. Okay, like Josh said, all of it is the same. All religions is exactly the same. And it all comes from one source. And it has branched out from that source. But the thing about it, especially with Christianity, is that they put their fake characters on it to where people take the story too literal instead of understanding these characters are just a representation of yourself. Okay? Once you can grasp it from that aspect and get and understand, if anybody is Jesus or Satan, is you. Okay? And the reason why I
Bam,
Nice.
say
bam,
that,
bam,
Nice.
bam.
Nice breakdown.
okay, and the reason why I say that is a man with if you are when everyone is born into this world, okay, we don't have a concept of God. All right. All we know, we had to be guided by our parents, we had to be guided by everyone else. All right. So the reason why you don't exist, right, is because the flesh is dead. All right. The only reason why the flesh exists or live or is animated is because of the spirit that's inside of us. So when Jesus references to people, says, "I do nothing without my Father. Me and my Father is one," and all that type of stuff, that is what he's referencing to. He's not saying that he's God himself. He understands that he does nothing without the spirit inside of him. So once you understand this, then when you're walking in your temple, okay, you understand when I'm walking, it's not me walking, it's the spirit inside of me walking. Okay, when I'm talking, it's not me talking, it's the spirit inside of me talking. So it's the same thing you're doing, like when you guys go give people things and stuff like that. And you have to understand that it's Yah that's causing you to do this. You know what I mean? So a lot of times people pray for things, right? And you never know when you're being used to be that person to bless them. So the reason why the lady was so happy because she was praying like, "God Almighty, help me. I don't know how I'm going to make it back to Mississippi."
And
And
I
then voila, here
like,
comes
like
God.
like right now, just like now, you speaking what I need you to speak. You
Exactly,
speak
John.
in my mind right now. You speak in my
I know.
irids right now.
Exactly,
You
John. Now check
speaking
this
that.
out. He send me to people who he want me to speak to, John. And the thing
Speak
about it
through.
is when you
Are you
truly,
speaking through, brethren? I speaking through you
that's right,
right
exactly.
now.
All the time he speaks through me because I'm fully aware of that. Okay. So now, like what you're saying, that just excites me even more because I know what I be doing. Okay.
My
And
my
so,
my wife.
No.
now when you say when people it's all about really understanding who you work for. You know what I mean? So like what I was saying at the beginning, right? When people are born, they're automatically sinners. Okay, just like the scripture says, everyone is born to sin, everyone falls short of the glory of God until you receive Jesus Christ. All right. So now, if you don't have God, so to speak, or Christ, or whoever you want to name it, like Josh said, whatever name you want to put on it, whatever faith you follow, if you do not have that person, you are Satan. That's what people don't understand. A man that do not understand God is Satan. Period. But they put it in the spookism aspect, like this heaven or this hell. No, your hell is when you don't obey Yah. That's your hell. See, because you giving orders all the time to do this thing or do that thing. And many times we just neglect
You're not tapped in. You're more tapped in
exactly.
until you're physical. This emotions, all these emotions running through your body and your mind. You're not hearing the inner side of the Father talking to you. You can't
Yes,
hear
man.
it because you too busybody moving on all them other things that doesn't matter. It's dead. It's dead. It's not gonna amount to a hill of being. You
And you know
understand?
what, John? It get even worse than that, right? The thing about it is that people think that the words that's in their mind is theirs, Joe. That's the problem.
Man, I don't know what they be carrying on with. I
Okay, it's
really
like
don't, bro. I've been saying this, and it's like I be saying to myself, why I'm
Say
no
that one
better
more
than the
time.
next
Say that
man.
one more time. What was that? What was that last one? Go live. What you said, brother? Say that. Say that
I say,
again.
the problem is the people think that the words in their head are theirs.
Are
They
theirs.
take ownership. They take ownership to it. I am going to do this. I am going to do that. I going to go.
Make sure your vibe. Make sure your vibe on that. You know LeBron. If it's LeBron, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. When them people speak, you always hear them speak as themselves as a third person. The fetching clue. They know what's going on in plain sight. I've been seeing this and I've been showing you this. It's in plain sight. You have to see what's going on. Man, I can get so
Yo, brethren,
deep
and go
on it, bro,
live.
but I
That
just know
coincides
that.
with what I'm saying about letting go. Because none of this shit is yours.
Exactly,
Fuck you want,
brother. And you have
why
to
are you not
understand
letting
that.
go of something that really you don't even want?
That's right.
You don't want this. Like, watch it now, beat. I was showing the virgins on the cycles of, it's certain level of the creation from the creator, right? Now, me not follow no man, me not follow no religion. I know who the Father is. I go to all the church and thing. I know all
Like,
them
you
things.
breaking up on us a little bit,
Understand?
Joe. I'm trying to hear you,
So,
baby.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it sounds
Yo.
like like a computerized.
You
Like
chopping
it's
up a
like,
little bit.
Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, you can hear me now?
yes, sir.
I gotta put the phone to my ear. Okay. What I was saying is gone to them church and all them church, Baptist, all them things, If I go some truth in plain sight what they giving we. They trying to conquer level of containing this physical realm. We've gone through different realms, overcame realms, and spirit, the same spirit we carry now. It's all a lesson. It's all an experience. This is the whole experience of the creation, what Creator created. It one spirit aspect, everything it created. So this information is returned. Yo.
Yo.
Okay. So
yeah, I switched back from one to another.
I hear. Yeah,
And you a little
like
choppy, Ja. And these words are very important. I want to hear them, but you're just a little choppy.
Okay, let's see if I can come out of this chair. Okay. Yeah, can you hear me freely now?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, I done gone to all them things. I done learned a lot of things through my path, my routes, you know. And you know, I don't mean to bicker with no man because I follow the irids, I follow the spirits. This how I walk and lead in my life. I sacrifice my flesh. I sacrifice it just so I can reach to the next level. Because if I don't sacrifice this flesh and I want to live and swindle in that pot, I ain't coming out of that pot. I gotta sit in that pot till kingdom come, to the judgment. And I don't want that. I want to continue this path that the Father took a piece of himself, or the Creator took a piece of itself and said, let me experience how to. I want to see how when the world make a right turn and a left turn and a dive and a hop and a skip. Not just one will. I want 2, 3, 4, 5 of them so them all can do different things. Let me take these pieces out of me and experience this through this 1 level of dimension, 2 level of dimension, 3 level of dimension, 4 level of dimension, 5 level of dimension that I have created, 6 level of dimension, 7. I don't know how many. You have many levels. It's in plain sight. It's many levels. All right. So I want to say that if I indulge in this flesh, I gotta where you think I going? You think I elevating? Or is and the only way I can move forward is the Jah Rastafari, not in no religion. I Rasta as I is a creator. Me, Rasta, head creator me. Rastafari, I speak in the far inside me.
In and out, brother.
With the creator. Yes, my fault. I get off. You know what I say?
No, but you speaking some real shit, brother.
My fault.
No, it's not.
I didn't mean to get loud.
No, it's not your fault.
Hey, Nadi, let me express something real quick. For those that don't know, me and Nadi have talked about the thing I'm going to say. This Go Live guy really just put it in perspective. It's almost like an epiphany. Everything is the same system, but in different form. Church.
Yes.
You're born, you die, you're born again. Law. You're born, you're dead at sea. When you find out what's going on, you can be born again. With the human body, you're born in spirit, you die, the flesh, and then when you realize what's going on, you're born again. It's the same system on this plane in different forms. And the elite speak of this, and this one I'm not too sure about, but it makes sense to me. They always have different meanings for the same word. The sun, the thing that, brightens the day, the sun, meaning the child. They give different meanings. So I'm led to believe now everything on this plane is the same system. A car is a human. We have a cooling system. A car has a cooling system. We have a brain. It has a brain. We have shoes. It has shoes, tires. We have an exhaust. It has an exhaust. Everything's the same system in a different form. So that you could lead that into, as he said, with like the dual polarity, meaning the Satan and the God is the same system in a different form, and it's us. And this has like been an epiphany for me because I couldn't put it into a systematic ideology to understand it.
That's right, brother. And that's it, man. Just like what you said. You know what I mean? It's just like that. And that's the big secret. And the thing about it is, once you understand that concept as a whole, and then you go back through the religions, you will realize the scriptures is saying that the entire time.
Yep.
But the problem is they're misled. You know what I mean? And that was the big trick. And why are they misled? Because no one reads. All right. And when I say read, It's a difference between reciting words and comprehending what you read.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you read the scriptures right, and people say, "Oh wow, this don't make sense," you know what I mean? Like this hypocritical. It said this on this side, and it said this on the other side. Instead of taking it as hypocritical, you have to use your critical thinking to see how does it match. Okay, but if it's certain things, see, that's why you have to learn about certain things. You know, like in the scriptures, it says God wants your whole mind, body, and soul, right? And so the thing about it is, people don't look at it as what it's saying. If God wants your whole body, what is your body? If God wants your mind, what is your mind? If He wants your heart, what is your heart? Then once you understand that, then you understand your whole self. Okay, and then once you get this type of information, then when you read the scriptures, you will see it's talking about just that. Okay, I have a question. I'm gonna turn it back over to you guys. You guys remember when they say Jesus was 12 and he went and he was speaking to the people, the disciples, whoever he was speaking to, he was learning, he was teaching, he was learning, or whatever. Who was he learning from? He was learning from the physicians and the doctors. I mean, the physicians and the lawyers. But no one asked, I wonder, why was he talking to physicians? What is physicians teaching him? Everyone knows it's all about the mind. The mind this, the mind that. Renew your mind, become a new creature. Okay? It say you can't, no one can save you but yourself, basically. It say everyone must work out their own salvation. But they say, oh, Jesus is my savior. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to weigh it out. You'll be like, hold up, what is really being said? If over here it says that Jesus is my savior, and over here it says I have to save myself, it's a problem there. So if you don't know what's really going on, then you're going to be lost. If you're thinking that, okay, well, I'm not trying to deter anybody from thinking one thing or another, because at the end of the day, whatever you are married to is what's going to save you. Okay, so it's not on me to tell you, hey, Jesus is not real, this, not that. If it's causing you to do good in your life and show love like we're talking about, if it's causing you to do that, then I don't have the right to divorce you from that. But if you are looking for something else, if you do realize, hold up, there's discrepancies in this, hold up, this is not quite fitting with my spirit, then that's when you're ready for the other knowledge. Okay, let me say this, and then I'm gonna let it go again, because I like to take the opportunity, man.
Hi, brother. Before you finish,
Yes, sir.
I would like to say, man, I appreciate that. That was very profound, but I don't believe in Jesus, brother.
Right. So I just been going through that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you
now,
seen some
so
of my shows.
now, when you say that, I'm glad you said that. Okay, because you should not believe in Jesus.
Now, but listen though, my grandfather, he was a Mason and he was a pastor. My grandmother, she was the first lady of church all her life. My uncle, he's a pastor.
Hey, brother. Go live.
Yeah, yes, sir.
If I just wanted, I'm about to say something in a couple of words, and if I'm wrong, you let me know. But this is for you, knowledge. You are Jesus.
Right. That part. See, that's what I'm trying to explain.
You don't believe
Mr.
in yourself,
Knowledge.
brother?
So check this out, Mr. Knowledge. I understand what he's saying,
Yeah,
though. So I'm not mad at him. I understand exactly what he's saying.
No, I ain't
So
mad at him.
I need to clarify it for you, though, just so you know what they mean, because that's the trick, brother. You know, people believe in this Jesus, and it like, you can't put a name on God. Okay, first of all, you can't put a name on the Spirit. You can't put a name on it. So they just decided to call it Jesus. Whatever it is, that's just what they decided to call it. Just like they call it Buddha, just like they call it Krishna, just like they call it this and that. Just like, it's the same thing. So the idea is what is the story trying to say? Okay, see, people get caught up on the small things, and they say the devil is in the details. Okay, so it's like watching a movie. If somebody watch a movie and I say, hey, brother,
but see, like I said, when you talk about the devil, I think that's just a reflection of you. That's just that greed,
Exactly.
that anger,
Exactly.
that hate, that temptation. You know,
Yeah.
like
Exactly. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is, bro. And
Yeah.
so that's why I'm trying to curve it around. I'm trying to
They
put it all
just
together
call it
for you, though.
different name.
who
They
are
just call
you?
it
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
separation
That's the
from
lower
man.
nature of yourself. That's your lower nature.
Yes,
That's your root chakra. Satan
yes,
is your root chakra.
yes.
Your lower nature, your survival mode. It's all about survival. Okay? But you have to go through the heart chakra in order to get to the spiritual side of things.
Yes, you do.
Yo,
Okay?
real quick. This
Yes, sir.
is a disclaimer for everybody listening. When we use words like Jesus and God, we don't literally mean Jesus and God.
Yeah,
Oh,
so let
just
me
hey,
bring it.
No, that ain't
Let
your
me let,
terminology.
let me bring it
Come
full
on, bro.
circle
Let's
to
keep it a
them,
buck for
nobody
so
everybody
they
listening.
understand.
There's
video.
different
Could
levels to
somebody
this, guys.
elaborate
Okay,
Yes,
hold
let
up,
me
hold up.
real
This
elaborate.
I
Some
want to
people,
break. You guys
video to
keep
the
hitting this
advantage? We
real
don't want
quick, and then I
nobody
want
to
him
bad
to
religion.
elaborate.
We're not
When
bad.
you're born,
We just
when
build
you're born, you learn law, and you believe that. Then you start
right?
questioning it. You go into intermission. Then you realize the law really is you. It's a contract. Now you went to that next level, and then you go through all of that. Then you realize you go back into intermission, and you learn something else, and then you have an epiphany, and you realize, no, you are the authority. It's varying levels to
Right.
all of these different systems, and so now he's going to show you in religion when we're born, or Jesus, Buddha, whoever it is your savior, and then you start questioning. You're in intermission. Then something comes along, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Jesus really means the Zeus, or that's a whole nother level. So it's varying levels as you spiritually grow back to who you are.
Exactly, brother. See, and the thing about it is, if people just take it back to the beginning period, like all of us are pretty educated, so we know where this thing of Jesus come from, about the Serapis and all these mythologies, and then all this kind of stuff, right? Which we know was all stolen from Egyptian mythology.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you know that Christianity comes from Egyptian mythology, and we know mythology means fake, you can't get a Christianity and then read it as if it's real. That's just ignorant. Okay? So once you realize, hold up, this is based on a false pretense, but English is the only thing that I know how to speak. So this book is what I need in order to get me to my next level. And like the guy was saying, the laws are designed to govern you when you don't have the law of God written on your heart. Okay? The law is to govern people that's not righteous. The law is
Yeah.
meant for the unrighteous.
Yeah.
Okay? Once you're righteous, you don't need no one to tell you, hey, you shouldn't kill. Hey, you shouldn't steal. Hey, you shouldn't do this. So it's not that the law is not good. The law is the schoolmaster, like the Bible says. The commandments in the book, in the baptisms and all this stuff, this is the schoolmaster to get you to the main goal. And once you make it to the top, it's going to tell you just what dude said, that everything is you. And then once you read it, the Bible is telling you that the whole time. This person that they call Jesus, Jesus never said worship him. Jesus said in the last days, people will come in my name saying that I am Christ. Okay? That's just simple English. But it's
Yeah.
people's
Yeah.
mind that's so stuck
Damn.
to they don't see that the man
You don't see.
said that he is not the Christ.
Hold on.
He said you can do.
Hold on, brother. With that being said, I want to go to this. Let me find it right quick, brothers. Mute your mics right quick. Let me see. Where is it?
Yeah, I think that's in Matthew, brother.
Say that again, brother.
Yeah, I think the scripture you're looking for is in Matthew, if you're looking for that one.
I don't know if it's in Matthew. Let me
Yeah, just somebody
So
just Google
knowledge,
it in their phone.
here it is. I got it.
Yes,
I
sir.
got it. I got it.
Yeah, read it to him, bro.
It's Ephesians. I'm gonna start off Ephesians 6, chapter 6, verse 5. Slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and fear, and with sincerity of your heart, just as you would obey Christ. Obey them, not only to win their favor when their eye is on you, but like slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from your heart. Serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord, not man, because you know that with reward everyone whatever good he does, whether he is a slave or free, and his master treats your slaves in the same way. Do not threaten them, since you know that he who is both their master and yours is in heaven, and there is no favoritism with him. That is a powerful ass couple verses.
Let me just. I'm not. He's not a follower of the scripts. Believe this, but I know the script.
But I had to break that down.
Good. I'm glad you did. But let me get you on my vibe on that issue right there. If I look at the scripts in any way, it's applying to me. So I'm gonna take all of that chat right there as it's applying to me.
That's
because
right.
I slave myself.
What do you mean?
You understand? I slave myself and I master of myself.
That's right.
You understand? So that whole thing right there is consuming you in wordetry or what they call it, etymology.
And just because a man or woman or government trespasses against you, don't mean you should trespass against it.
But what y'all saying and what we understand is that that's not even what it's saying. They want you to think that they're talking about a slave master. No, they're talking about your master that's in your mind, God. You are the slave. Your flesh is the slave. That's what they're saying, bro.
Exactly. That's all that's telling you. You have to take
yes,
the
I definitely
allegory.
got that. I definitely got that out of there. And when he said certain words like Jesus, and I consider that the spirit.
Here's the other thing. When you put it in the context of the flesh, the one that doesn't know what's going on, they're going to listen to their government. Same system, different form.
Same form.
That's right.
So look, hey, legally, they make that script right there. They make that legalese under the UCC.
That's right.
They make that legalese, that right there, that whole thing. They just transform your spirit, you into a legal slave on paper.
See, even with that, you know what I mean? That's how you detach from the legal aspect of it. Is when you do go into the UCC. You see what I'm saying?
And represent yourself, go claim yourself back.
Exactly. That's what it is, because they don't see, because you don't have dominion. If you're not registered, that means that mean you are claiming to be a citizen of the United States of America. You know what I mean? But when you register, you are showing that you know who you are and that you have restored your own rights as a sovereign citizen, as a common law. It's common law. You see what I'm saying?
You reside within the citizenry of North America. Is the best word you want to get.
That's right. You know what I mean?
It goes to, you're going to give them dominion over you because you don't know who you are. When you understand the law, and they even say ignorance of the law is no excuse, what you're doing is when you go to court, they assume you're their slave because you never told them anything otherwise. So by you going and doing some paperwork, you're saying, no, I'm a sovereign, I am not your slave, and I'm making it known public and private. Therefore, you've come out of their system. You will only get to that level with is what Go Live said, is if you're righteous. And now that explains to me why so few are even getting any of this shit.
Exactly, because it's a trick. That was the trick, bro. To make you think there is something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, like I
They got you walking around. They got you walking around looking up in the sky for God. When you right here, heavens is from the ground up. If you walking straight, you're gonna see everything you need to see to get around. But if you're looking up in the sky and trying to move, you're gonna bump into shit.
see, because they'll understand what it means. Then when you really know what it's talking about, your head is the heaven, and your body is earth.
Luke 17:21 clearly says the kingdom of God is within you.
Where's
That's
Doesn't
right.
say nothing about above us.
Where's
That's
Huey?
right.
Shout out to Huey, wherever he's at out there.
That's right. Your head is in heaven. You know what I mean? They tell you that the firmament is heaven, right? Of this earth, the sky that we breathe in, this air we breathe in is heaven, literally.
Yeah, but how many times, this is another level, that even on a flesh perspective, to say, get your head out of the clouds.
Oh, it goes deeper. The level goes deeper. You look. It's hidden in plain sight. They telling you it's a third dimension. It's a third level of the heavens, yo. We done passed first level and second level. This is where your dreams of where you seeing shit that you never seen before or having dreams. Because it's memories. It's your soul telling you of memories of past memories. You're not seeing in the future. You seeing memories.
That's right.
Your deja vus and shit like that. You been here already. You keep recycling because you keep falling for the flesh. You're not overstanding this level. You're not passing this level to ascend or transcend to the next level.
Yo, Ja, I appreciate you for expressing the things that you did in the past couple of nights with Court and me. Just I appreciate myself, me being able to keep my mind open, and I appreciate Go Live and everybody on the panel, Knowledge, for having us, and Go Live just for basically breaking it down a different way, different angle, different aspect, but the same goddamn story.
Yes, sir.
Brother,
I
I
appreciate
want to
you
say
guys.
first, before we get further, I want to say Go Live. And the same thing, like Harry just, I swear to God, he cheated off my fucking test, because I was going to say the same fucking thing. If no one else had an epiphany of what just happened in the last hour, then you're ahead of me. For those of you that had that same epiphany, this is why we do it. And I think this is the truth we're searching for, not the bickering, I'm right, you're wrong. You know in your soul when it's right. You can't put words on it. Words just are an expression to get you to comprehend. You soul knows when that shit's right.
But
Yeah,
hey,
you said that, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but right now, we got 5 viewers right now. We on fire right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey man, this might be for us. It might not be for everybody.
No. Listen. The words we speak are spells. Each word means something.
It's not even spells. We mean something to somebody that's watching right now. And I would like to say this. I appreciate everyone that's watching right now.
Yes, sir.
You know, let me tell you something, Knowledge, and I don't get caught up in the subscriber.
What the hell was that, Harry?
You seen that bullshit?
Yo, what the fuck?
Dropped all of them.
Yo, real shit. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. And Court was about to say something about some subscribers. I already know where he was about to get to. It doesn't matter. I mean, because I'm not a fucking big ass. Fucking
Hey, no, listen, man. We need your aspect too, because this shit can go from 7 to 7 million. All right, and if we're talking truth, then that shit needs to be out there.
Here's what I was gonna say. People would pay thousands of dollars for this information. You know they would. They give these stupid charity things thousands of dollars to pray to Jesus and get me a new car. This shit that just happened tonight was meant for whoever is listening to it now and down the road, and that's why it came out. It's not for the masses. And I want to thank everybody on this panel for making this happen.
That's right.
You already,
Hey,
you
court.
already know,
And
boy.
the only reason it ain't for the masses is because they keep denying it. But it's for
Yeah.
them motherfuckers too.
Oh yeah, it's literally for him, but
It's
he's
for them
saying,
too. They
but
gonna
not
get
not
it.
not at, not at this hour is what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Because
For
like
sure.
you can see with this kind of information, you can do more harm than good. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's only for the people who has been through the other levels to receive it. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of
Yes.
people don't even know nothing about God, spirituality, electromagnetism. They don't know anything about that kind of stuff. So the
Oh,
easiest.
And
hold on.
you are
You
the
say,
magnetism. Hey, boy, look here. They don't
I was just
understand
about to say, Nadi,
nothing.
where you at?
They don't
Oh, I
understand
understand that
nothing.
you
clear.
say, you say,
I guess it's
boy,
my
you
accent.
talking like you on world up in here, man. What's up,
Say that
bro?
again. Yeah, I believe it's my accent to be getting my message across in a long way. I don't know, but we gotta overlook the prejudice and thing. But I am so
Yo,
glad
Nadi,
that
you could go ahead.
my
You could go
brethren
ahead, but it's
go
someone for
live.
everyone, Nadi. It ain't your accent. Don't say that. Because you got through me. And I'm pretty sure you've gotten through more people than me too. So it ain't your accent, brother. But it's someone for everyone. That's why we
Hey,
Yeah.
had
hey,
Go
hey,
Live here tonight.
go live, man.
Yes, sir.
I want let me
This information.
let me build with you for a minute, brother. Hold on, I'm gonna get his
Knowledge, I
information.
apologize, Knowledge. I
Nah,
cut
nah,
Nadi
you
off.
nah,
If
nah,
Nadi
nah,
has something to say,
nah,
just
Hey,
you
if
let him
good.
somebody
finish and then go
wants to
ahead, give
hit
his Go
go
Live.
live, why don't we mute and let them do their thing?
We still live. What you mean?
Yeah, I'm here for everybody, man. Anybody got a
Hold
question?
on, go
Let's
live.
run it.
Let's talk
No,
about
I
it.
was saying if somebody wanted to go deep that they're not 100% with this, I think it'd be cool if they had just had the opportunity to go back and forth and nobody interjects so they can keep a clear focus.
It's all good. He just answer his question. I just answer it. We just do like we've been doing. We just gonna chime in how we want to, man. Ain't nobody special, you know.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just
we building. It's all good, man.
yeah.
It's a good show so far. I don't know. Y'all
So what
like
you
it?
got for me?
I'm enjoying it.
What you
Shit
got
is
for me,
great,
baby?
man.
Say you
All
want to
right,
ask me
all
something.
right. So I'm gonna give you my ideas of the matrix we live in, basically a web, an idea of things. And this is all the brothers on the panel because y'all don't heard me build a matrix. So when I say red pill and blue pill, I'm talking about a pill which is basically a state of mind you're in. So
Hit your mute button,
I want to hit.
brother, go live.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
So I want to build on that. So like I said, to the brothers on the panel and everybody that's watching, y'all can go ahead and leave some
You said the
comments below the red pill
you
and blue
said the
pill.
blue pill and the
Now, if you now remember the blue pill, I'm gonna start off with this, but I'm gonna keep going and then I'll let you know when. So let's start off with the blue pill. Now, when you think of the blue pill, okay, you don't want to believe none of this shit. You think everybody full of shit. You take this, you wake up in the morning, everything just be the same. Your ass got them getting the same trouble, and that happens. Bam, you went there. Now you think of the red pill. Wow, you wake up in a totally different reality and understand. You extend it, and you realize the hurtful truth of reality. So, like I said, it's all a state of mind because the blue pill is just like think of a spell, like something dancing around you, and it's just egging the hell out your ass, but it's still dancing around you. Let's say a little fucking midget just dancing around you, and it's saying, "Oh, you got this security, so you want to feel safe." So you want to do everything as safe as possible, but you want to experience happiness. So now you want to feel safe, but you want to feel happy. So in a sense, you got to be safe, but you got to be happy at the same time. Now we're still talking about the blue pill, so follow me. So With the blue pill, when I say you want to feel safe, you want security. You want security. You want to be assured that you're going to be safe. Nobody's going to fuck with you or just any matter that could take you out of your safe zone. You know, kind of like Kevin Hart say, pineapples. So we're talking about happiness. Happiness is what keeps you in your safe zone, which is your security. Now, within all that going on, is creating an illusion, which is blissful ignorance, which is, man, you're so indulged in this lifestyle or the realm you're manifesting upon yourself, you're experiencing, and you be like, man, god damn, this is like a dream. This can't be true, but it's happening. Now, that's the blue pill. I'm not gonna get much deeper into it, but that's just a little brief. Sum down a little blue pill. But now let's talk about the red pill. Red pill is like knowledge, freedom. When you liberate it from bondage of a system, when you know like that's some bullshit, or kind of like the Evo slaves. And I'm just saying this, and it might sound kind of wild and bugged out, but I don't know. 1803, the Evo slaves, they actually sacrificed their lives because they knew the harsh reality of being a slave was detrimental for their civilization and their reality. So they drowned themselves, 75 of them. So the red pill is just ascending, waking up, seeing everything for what it is. Even though you love that girl or you love that guy, it was that motherfucker that made you goddamn cold-hearted. Or it was that. It's the hurtful truth of reality. It is what it is. You know, you ever heard somebody say that statement? That's the red pill. It is what it is. That shit was always gonna happen. Now that shit became knowledge through you, and now it's wisdom because you done experienced it. Or now you're free from that system because you understand. Now, if you choose to indulge in it, you just get lost in that blue pill again and again because it's so blissful. But go ahead, brothers. I be goddamn talking too long.
Go ahead, John. You want to go first? You go ahead, brother. I saw you on mute first. First.
I like to, and if I come down, after I come down, you can do your team because you're a good man, you know. You hard to follow.
You too, man. You too. I did be trying to compact it in all at one time, man, because I know it's a circle, man. I be trying to get everybody out the circle. I found the balance, and so I just try to give it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have to. It's good. But I was just gonna relate on Bridging thing that the when you say knowledge, I don't look at knowledge as part as the blue pill. Also, the red pill, I see the freedom on the red pill side. So no, may I say, we really make things so hard. You know what I'm saying? Everything is based in that same implement of two sides. You can only choose to be either one God or the other God. You can't, right? And just putting it in basic terminology where you can understand. But I know my brethren God come in and shine it up for me. So you either one side or the other side. It's no right in the defense. You know what I'm saying? So you can't serve two. So if you think you're serving on one, but still serving the next, you confused because you can only serve one. You can only serve one. You understand? So when you take any choice of the blue pill, the blue
Now,
pill
now,
comes.
now, 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 when he say you take a choice of the blue pill, that's where it comes into temptation, the lust, the wanting, the unknown, the what if, the well, damn, those moments, those
Right.
are the blue pills. Just to get an understanding for the people that's watching, so you can uh have an idea of what we're elaborating about.
Everyone is already indulged in the blue pill.
You're breaking up a
It's
little bit, brother.
I said everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. All right. I said everyone is already in the blue pill. Don't take the blue pill. When
Yeah,
you born into this
yeah.
world, you
There you go. There you go.
you're already in the blue pill. No, you have to that knowledge where you acquiring inside that blue pill, it's either gonna shift you to see the red and notice the red, or it's gonna have you thinking that you more invested in the blue pill. So
Yeah,
if
there
if
you
you
go.
if you's are chosen, only a few is chosen to really see the sight, but them few have a job to get that sight to the rest. You know what I'm saying? But only the chosen have a few to see that sight to the red and get invited to the red and consume the red. And from when them consume the red, hey, yeah, it's like, my life is here now. I can't go back. Only reason I go back or shift forward to bring someone forward. You know what I'm saying? To bring a next soul. Because that's again, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I try to tell you. When we on this third dimension, this realm here, the key is in the scripts. It's telling you. It tells you in Krishna. It tells you in whatever thing all around the world. It tells you. You have to win souls. You have to win each other's souls, and that's waking up. That's bringing them into the light of it's transcending, or even for that hardship, like that old lady that happened. I just want her soul. No, that's more boost for me to transcend to the next level now. You understand? Because of my righteousness that I is going on, what the Father's giving me. This is the key to the heaven. This is the key. You understand? He tell? Who he tell? Peter? Peter, you had a key to the kingdom? God, Peter come tell him, yo, my brethren, may love me. He said, who am I? Yo, you so and so, so and so, so and so. And as I am so and so, so and so, Peter, you the key to the heaven. You just said it. The one you and the one I, we won. We have to win each other. But I'm
Damn right. Damn right.
a yield back. I'm a yield back.
Everybody, yo, we got Gary Rose in the building. Gary, go ahead and come on into the panel, man. And we got One World in the chat. One World, peace, brother. Peace, brother. Come on into the chat. We got Gary and Survival of the Fittest. Y'all come on into the chat. All y'all gotta do is click on the link I sent in the chat, man. You brothers want to come on in. They watching right now. I had to shout them brothers out.
Yeah, John, just like you said though, man, you explained it. That's exactly right. You know what I mean? It's everything is all about dualism, and all the movies and all that stuff comes back to one thing. The same thing with the Bible. It says in the Bible that the great mystery amongst the Gentiles is Christ within you. That's the key. So I let you know every story that you read in the Bible, you have to try to see how is it telling me about Christ in me. Okay, and once you keep that overall concept, it'll be easy to understand everything. You know what I mean? Even like with the movie aspect, because that all this explaining is the oracle being the words of God, and and Cephas or whatever, I guess, or whatever name was, being the soul. You know what I mean? Because you have the soul, right? Inside the soul is the word of God. Okay, and then you have your body. All right, so it works like that. And so, like, even like the same thing when it comes to feminine energy and male energy, that represents the blue pill and the red pill as well. Okay, male energy is blue, female energy is red. Okay, so now it's still talking about marriage and all of that. You know, it's all the same thing. You know what I mean? It's about coming to, okay, one thing I did on my journey, right? Like Job was saying, you have to have balance. You have to have both. Okay, so at one point I was all the way in the blue. You know what I mean? Even though I had a little bit of red because of my family upbringing and all that kind of stuff, but I was mainly in blue, mainly worldly. And then when I came into this revelation that I'm able to tell you guys now, I went into all spirit, totally spirit. I was like, man, forget the flesh. It's like I had left this earth. But then the spirit let me know, hey, you have to have the earth as well. Okay? It said you cannot be totally spirit because you're going to die in your flesh. Like, you're going to die. You have to get out. You have to live. You have to eat. You have to drink. You have to do this. You can't just be spirit, spirit, spirit all day long. There is a balance. So what I was told, once you receive the spirit in its full concept, then you have dominion over your body. That's the key. So people don't have control over themselves because they don't know God. People want to go the roundabout way of doing things. See, that's why I say, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. But even that, when people read that scripture and the pastors regurgitate that scripture, they're thinking that it's saying, look in the sky for God and he's going to bless you. But that's not what the scripture said. The scripture said, seek you the kingdom of heaven. So it's telling you, you are the kingdom of heaven.
Well, hey, go live. It says to seek the kingdom first, then Luke tells you where it's at.
With love, treating your neighbor as you treat yourself. You know what I mean? Which still means God again. Who is your neighbor? God is. That's the closest neighbor to you. Your spirit that dwells in your body is your closest neighbor. That's your brother. Okay? But then once you understand the concept of everybody sharing the same spirit, when you deal with your brother, you don't deal with your brother as he is in the flesh. You know, you're dealing spirit to spirit. And God can change a person's spirit at any time because he controls everyone. From the evilest person. It could be a person that's so evil, you be like, hey man, this person is evil to everybody. But when you understand who God actually is within you, you understand he has the power to change their mind at the drop of a dime.
Go ahead.
You be like, hold on, why did he treat you that way? It's because I didn't go with the intent in my mind that he was going to treat me that way. You know, I communicate with the spirit in the man. Okay, I will keep going then, man. Okay, so it's like the same thing with the. See, it's all about the brain, fella. I'm more interested in letting you guys know what the real mystery is to get us out of the theories and all of this kind of stuff. Okay, it's like this right here. You have two births, right? Everybody talk about this born again stuff, but they don't understand what that actually means. Or when they speak of death, or when they speak of resurrection and all these things. Okay, so the first time we're born, we come through our mother's womb. Okay. The second birth is the renewal of the mind. Now, how does this second birth happen? Because this is the most important birth. Okay, because everyone received the regular birth in this earth, but everyone don't receive the promise of God. Everyone don't receive the Holy Ghost, what they label it, or the Kundalini, and all of it is synonym. All of it is synonymous to the same thing. Okay, how do you receive this? The idea is you have your left brain and your right brain.
I'm sure I'm talking to educated people, so I don't have to go through too much small stuff.
Slow it
Y'all get what
down,
I'm
slow
saying.
it
Y'all gonna
down for
grasp.
them, slow it
All
down
right,
for
so
them.
the
They
left
ain't
brain
ready. They're not
represents
ready.
parts of everything. It represents what you see is what you get. Like what? Oh yeah, Jesus is the man. He was born, and a snake talked out of a tree. A serpent talked. That's the left brain thinking. That just you don't question anything. You just go off what you see. Now the right brain is the creator brain. The right brain sees the whole of everything. It's not dealing with parts. It's dealing with the major concept. It's like what the whole concept means. Forget the details. Then you understand when we can get to the next level. That's how God works. It's like, hey, you get this big picture, let's go to the next one. All right, so now the idea is to get these two hemispheres, because we know it's the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of your body. Now we say it's two everything.
Don't
Your
blaze
body
him
is
like
literally
that, Biggie.
split
Don't
down the
blaze
middle.
him like that.
You have one hemisphere on one side and one hemisphere on the other side, literally. Okay, so now it's how do you join these two hemispheres together is the question.
Tell him.
Now, this is how we do it. Now I'm gonna drop y'all another secret that people are so misled about. Everyone speak of the third eye, they speak of the pineal gland and things like that. But it's not really the pineal gland at all. Okay? This is why they're letting this information get out there, because it's not the truth. Okay, you have the pineal gland and you have the pituitary gland. The pineal gland represents male energy. Okay? And the pituitary gland represents feminine energy, which is the moon, right? And the male energy represents the sun. So the pituitary gland and the pineal gland is connected to the thalamus. Okay? So now, the fluid that comes out of the pituitary gland goes into the thalamus, and the fluid that comes out of the pineal gland goes into the thalamus, and it fuses together, and that's where you get your enlightenment from, through the thalamus. Now, what is the thalamus? What is being enlightened in the thalamus if it's not the pineal gland? It's called the massa intermedia. Y'all take note of this, because I'm sure you're not going to hear about it.
No, they hear about it and they see it, but look how they see it.
Okay,
hold on.
Directly inside of the thalamus. When you look at the eye of Horus, the pupil in the eye of Horus is the massa intermedia, fellas. Okay, it's not the pineal gland. Now, when you look up this word massa intermedia, the first thing it's going to let you know is that it does not have a function, right? They say it does not have an apparent function. So that lets you know right there that it does have a function, but scientists and medical they don't know what to do. Okay, but this kid,
when you first
look it up, special people, so to speak. Okay,
like you said,
it
that's
says
when
that
you first look it up, right?
this massa intermedia is not in all, is in some human brains, but not all human brains. Wait a minute. How can something be in the brain that's not in all brains of all of the human? You understand what I'm saying? So that's what let me know that is the key right there. But I don't want to get you guys too lost in that. But I just want to get you out to understand that it's all about joining both sides of the brains together. So when they say this massa intermedia comes about when the left hemisphere of the thalami and the right of the thalami both protrudes inward into the thalamus, and it fuses together. That's what it says.
And it makes a light.
So this is the enlightenment process, just to let you guys know this.
Into a light.
Now I'm going to tell you guys a secret on how I was able to tap into the source. Okay? And when I say tap into the source, I really mean tap into the source. Now, when I say I know all things, I really know. I mean, I really mean I know all things, but not in a cocky aspect. When they hear a person hear you say that, they be like, "Oh, that's cocky." No one knows all things, and I don't mean it in the literal sense. I don't know how to build an airplane. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that, but I know how to go get the information to do those things. I know God that's inside of me can teach me everything that I need to know. So I am connected to the source, is what I'm saying. So now, how do you get connected to this source? The way I did it, which everyone may have a different approach, is that I had to realize that I don't exist, like I was telling you guys earlier. So, in order to do this, what I did was I tried my best to not think. That's what I tried my best to do. And everyone knows that's impossible. There's no way you're going to not be able to think. So, once I realized at my strongest effort, I could not stop thinking, I had to realize there was something thinking for me. So once I realized it was something still trying to think, even though I wasn't, I started listening to what was said to me. Okay? And when I listened, it asked me questions. Like the same way we ask our question, I wonder why this. I wonder why that. No, that's the spirit challenging you to go learn is what it's doing. See, but we just ignore it. I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example to understand the difference between the word of the spirit in you, or the action of the spirit, and your regular self. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys an example so you can clearly understand the distinction. Okay, let's say you have an alarm set for 8 o'clock. You have to get up for work, but you have a snooze at 7:30. Okay, so you wake up, 7:30 comes, you hit a snooze, I still have 30 minutes to get up. Okay, boom. That's your own mind thinking of this. Now when it's 8:30, when you wake up and oh man, I forgot to set my alarm, it's 8:30. You don't do no thinking. You just jump straight up and go do what you have to do. No thinking. That is God. That's the difference between saying, hey, I know I need to go do this. I'm gonna go ahead and do it tomorrow. God, the spirit, your real you is telling you to go do this right now. And you say, nah, I don't want to do it. I'm gonna do this. That's the difference. You understand what I'm saying? I've been talking too long, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all get in, man. I've been talking too long.
No, Go Live. You're really hitting some solid points, brother. And I want to once again thank you for it. And there's little things in the Bible that go along exactly what you're saying, and you start having these little epiphanies. It says Jesus sits to the right side of God. That's the right brain.
That's right. That's right, sir. That's why I say the whole scripture is saying all this. The scripture is saying it, bro. I'm gonna let you keep on going, man, because I love to hear other people's insight on when they really like. See, let me say this before I let you finish, brother. That's really how the spirit. That's how you know something is truth. Okay, that's how you know. When you hear truth, see, when you learn something new, your brain automatically rewires itself. Okay, and it goes to attach to everything you already know. Like I have no idea what you guys know already. I don't know. So, but God knows. So when I say certain things, I know it's rewiring you guys' brain to put things in its right context. And the spirit is going to confirm to you what's truth and what's not truth. As soon as you hear me say something, the spirit going to be like, yeah, that's true because of this. Yeah, that's true because of that. Yeah, and then you're going to see other things to confirm it even more. So that's how you know that's God operating in real time. Okay, so that's how you have to know. All right, so let me let you finish, man. I like to hear other people's insights.
No, I just wanted to add to what you're saying a little bit.
Yeah, about that right side. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it means the right side. We're operating under what they claim the reptilian side, the left, which is the flesh. The right is the spirit. So your creativity side, that's what they're taking out of the school system with these kids. Another thing is people ask me, you just put things in a perspective that I couldn't put in words to explain what I was actually trying to say, and you've done that for me, so now I can elaborate on it. When I was studying law, people are like, who do you know? This was in the beginning, who are the Masons? You're an agent. I knew it was truth. I didn't go and regurgitate something I read or heard. I knew it was truth, and when I said it with conviction, which led me to that, down the whole road we go. And I've always followed what we call intuition. Another thing is we have always gotten gut feelings, intuition. Well, from my understanding, in the German language, gut is Gut, G-U-T, which means God, a God feeling. So all this stuff starts circling back around, and that's when it's like I've always known about the car in the human body. They're almost identical. It's the same system, just in different form. You put the Bible in context because I've heard when you study about the Masons, it's like they'll tell you the sun is this, and then you go in the Bible and the sun is not the sun in the sky. The sun is, you know, a human being, a child. Now you've helped me put it full circle, and you have people, what you've reached tonight, in my opinion, people that have the puzzle pieces but lack the glue. Thank you for that. People that are pondering it and they know in their soul what you're saying is true. Other people that may even be wishy-washy. I can't speak for anybody except for myself. I'm just saying various levels, various forms of the same system. And once you start seeing this, I don't know, man, it's kind of like paying off debt. You pay off debt and you'll hear people say all the time, it's like a weight was lifted off my shoulder. That's what this does. There's an air about it. And it confirms, like, all these years, man, I've been doing the right time, or the right thing. We hear Harry and who was the other brother that was talking about paying it forward. I'll bet you everybody on this panel has a story such as that because of who we are. That's why we're on this panel, because I think we're much closer than we realize, yet we can still be different. The red pill and the blue pill, duality. It's making you choose. If you're at a certain level, you're going eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do I want? Really, they go together. It works as a whole. This whole thing is astronomical to somebody on the outside looking in, but those of us sitting in, it's refreshing. Go ahead, fellas, jump on this.
I mean, I just got back on. I apologize. I know I missed a lot, but I'm always gonna get it back because, you know, the bond that everybody's growing amongst each other. But yeah, I got back to what you were saying, man. Yeah, that weight lifted off your shoulders, man. That's just been lifted for maybe like a year or two for me now personally. And I'm not gonna lie, like within this past 2 weeks, it's just been really like I thought it was lifted until now. Like, man.
Brother, if you missed the last half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour of this show, please, it would behoove you to go back. Oh, brother, I'm telling you, it was that powerful. And I know go live, it's like, you know, man,
you caught that, Keanu, or you just got back on too?
Nah, I just got back on right now, yo. My phone was charged a little bit, so I'm just trying to catch up right now.
Yeah, we'll get back. We'll get back. Y'all continue though.
Yeah, Harry, it was that deep. And it's like when me and Nadi talk about the law, it seems repetitive and redundant at times because we say it so many times, but to somebody that's trying to do what we're doing and piece it together, it's awe-inspiring. So I'm sure Go Live has you know, reiterated this 15 different ways to Sunday, but brother, I don't know how many people you probably don't even really know, but I bet you there's plenty out there of the people that you've impacted with this knowledge, just that we all have on various degrees. And I can't say enough, you know, thank you. All the times you might have felt that it was fruitless, or, you know, if you ever question yourself, which I highly doubt that, because once you're in the spirit, you know you're doing it for the right reasons. I hope this is confirmation that you're doing much greater things than just, you know, sitting on some silly YouTube cast and, you know, talking to random people. You know, I think we're all grateful at this level, even for the ones that knew about it, but you put it in a context that you could give it to them in the form they needed.
And I must tell you, man, it didn't come overnight. And, you know, that's like my lifelong journey, to be honest with you, man. Like, as I've been receiving the knowledge, like you say, it's kind of hard to tell people about these ideologies or these ideas. Well, actually, it's just the truth. You know what I mean? Like when you say, "Hey, I have the truth," it's hard to really say. You know, it's like hard to fathom. Like I ask God, like, why me? You know what I mean? Like how is it that I see it this way and no one else sees it this way? You see what I'm saying? And but he told me,
Bridget.
Yes, sir.
Bridget. Answer this, because you know, I dip on the levels, you know. At times I feel like I shouldn't spread this thing here because if it's almost like you're condemning someone. Because when they made the truth and they were on the ride with the truth, it's like them know the truth now, and it's like, you understand what I'm showing you? and them still choose to go the wrong way.
Yeah, you're right, man. You know what I mean? But you know, that's one thing, and that's why the scripture says that whoever has ear to hear, let him hear. You know what I mean? And that, you know, God gonna bless all his people. You know what I mean? So we can't tell God, well, me, I had to learn. Like I can't be like, you know, once you try to, okay, what I've been understanding is that he will send you the people he wants you to talk to. You know what I mean? So all you had to do is just do your job. You know what I mean? See, my job is just to put it out there. Now, if you don't understand, I go to every link that I can to cause you to understand it. But once you don't understand, I have to press forward and be like, okay, I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you. Well, I'm gonna have to just let this stand as it is right now. But I know in the future something will happen, and you're gonna recollect everything that I said. Just like I promise you guys, all this stuff that I was telling you, you guys are gonna see more more proof. You know what I mean? Like the spirit is just gonna do it. Like the scripture popped up in the man's head and say, "Oh, everybody the right hand of God." You know, when everyone read that in the Bible, like, what you mean the right hand of God? Like that, it don't make sense to the average mind. You know what I mean? But when you understand about the right brain, they be like, oh. The right brain is the right seat of God. You see what I'm saying? And then when you speak of like the judgment seat, you know how I try to do it though, Josh. And to be honest with you, man, I just try to have people to answer their own questions.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do.
That's the only way to do it.
They get vexed. No, but they get vexed with me because they tell me I being combative and I'm not understanding.
It's like they take it like you patronizing them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but they don't know we're trying to lead them to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without like making them think about it on their own, without me telling you, hey, what you believe is just wrong, because what you believe is not wrong. Like I don't blame no one for looking at the Bible literally, because it does literally say what it literally say. For the person who don't have the third eye open.
That's right.
So it's like, okay, I understand why you believe what you believe, and you're not wrong for the way you interpreted it. So I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just trying to add to what you already know. I'm just trying to give you the spiritual side of this fleshly part of it. See, because everything is in dualism, right? So now when you speak, you know, you have the Hebrew Israelites and all that type of stuff, right? They only believe in the Old Testament. They want to throw the New Testament away. Now, when you have the Christians, they only believe in the New Testament and they want to throw the Old Testament away. But what they don't understand is that it's designed to be married together. The Old Testament is basically talking about your flesh, the fleshly man. The New Testament is talking about the spirit. So you had to break it down. The Old Testament is the flesh. The New Testament is the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why when you get Jesus and them coming around, you don't hear about no deaths and no killings and no this and no that. You know what I mean? Because it's talking about how to live with knowing God. You know what I mean? But before, it was people living not knowing God. That's why you had the killing and the murders and the this and the that.
Exactly,
Exactly. Okay, so now let me give you the Cain and Abel story, because you know people like to condemn Cain and all this kind of stuff, but we have to understand, like y'all was saying, that it's all the same thing. You have to understand the dualism. You have to understand Christ in you. So now my interpretation of what it meant was that, okay, Cain was a man without God. That's what it's saying. Like how we run around here, we kill people and rob because we don't have God in our life. That is Cain. That's showing a man in sin. Abel was showing the man that knew God. Okay? Well, actually, I'm sorry. Abel was showing when a person killed God. Cain killed God. So that means Cain stopped listening to the word of God. He stopped obeying God. He like, God, I'm not following you no more. I'm following my own way. I'm going to do my own thing. I don't need you. That's what Cain said to God. That's a concept of him killing Abel. But then when Seth came along, is when man started to call on the name of the Lord, is what they said. So that's letting you know a man that when people started to understand that God is in them. Okay? And then the rest of the way is just showing how to get there. Okay? So I'm gonna give you guys another scripture, right? Especially for the females. I need y'all to spread this about the females, because you know they have a tendency. Hey, this is gonna be a heavy jewel too, y'all. Just so y'all know. See, one thing I understand. If I read the Bible and it's something negative, something deemed negative, I know it's not true, because God is all love, and we have to remember that.
Right. Truth and right.
Okay, that's right. So now, when you see something that may seem like it's condemning a woman or something like that, you know it's not true. So now, let me explain what I mean by this. I'm sure everyone remember the scripture where it says a woman's supposed to submit to a man and all this kind of stuff, and that he is the head over her. Now, we put this into perspective again, in this proper perspective, understanding Christ in you. All it's saying is that the husband of the woman is God. Okay, the spirit inside a woman is her husband. The spirit inside a man is his wife. Okay? If it's a little bitty boy, it's his sister. If it's a little girl, it's her brother. So the idea is to marry them together and join and become one. Not marry in you. That's what it's saying. So when it says my children, when you go to that scripture and you read that scripture about what I'm saying, and then when it gets to the part when it says about the children obey your parents or whatever, it's still saying the same thing. It's just including the woman and the man together this time, the wife and the husband together, calling the wife and the husband children. Okay, so that's what it's all about, y'all. So like once we get over those small discrepancies, to where we can quit condemning the woman, and then we'll understand righteously what's going on. Okay, and I tell all my Hebrew people out there, like, you know, the Hebrew Israelites, and I was raised up being a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah too, but not from the aspect of feeling like I'm God showed the people and that everyone else is not nothing. You know what I mean? Because that's not what it's all about. And then, as quiet as it's kept, for all the people out there saying that they're Hebrew Israelites from the tribe of Judah, who would want to be that? Besides God saying that it's his chosen, understand that the tribe of Israel is the ones who disobey God.
Yes,
according to the scripture. Okay? So if you was to look at it at the big picture again, right? It's telling you how you fall short from God as a Hebrew Israelite. But if you really read it for real, it's letting you know that it's the steps to make it to Israel. And Israel is your brain again. It's that thalamus like I was telling you about. Israel is the enlightenment. And the tribes of Jacob, the tribes of Israel, is the path to make it up there. That's what Jacob represents. Jacob represents just your body. It represents you. It represents part of Israel. But the whole thing is Israel. That's so
where you been at, King?
Sir, ma'am, go ahead.
No, I'm saying just where you been at.
Is that where have I been?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I've been studying, miss, and it's time. And it's time right now. You know what I mean? And because see, what we're doing right now, we're moving into that consciousness. Like, this is inevitable. Like, what's going on right now is inevitable. It's no way of stopping it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we're moving into that part. And that's why we are all yoked together right now. He said at the end, he will bring forth his saints and he will reveal the secret that was hid for ages. This is that secret.
I was talking that same thing earlier. Pardon me, go live. It will be revealed, man. It's written. It's all good. We just gotta master ourselves, man. And we'll be.
Well, the Bible says it's called the Armageddon. Remember we were talking about this, guys? Armageddon just means the unveiling. The unveiling brings chaos because there's going to be those that don't get it and those that do.
That's right. Yeah. And that was going to separate God's chosen people and versus the other people. The people who's supposed to get it, don't get it. But actually, everyone's going to get it, according to Scripture, because it says every knee shall bow. It says whether you live or you die is for Christ. See, people get it twisted. See, it's like, how would you know if you're a saint if it wasn't for a sinner? See, that's what people have to understand. Everybody plays their purpose. It's before I came a saint, I was a sinner. You understand? So everybody has to go through this road. And it's all about seeking. Like I found because I seeked it. That's the only way to get it. And the only reason why I'm coming to y'all right now because you guys are seeking. You understand? And so that's why y'all catching it. And not that I'm saying I'm better than anyone, because I'm not. I'm only a man like everyone else. And just because you have the light don't mean that you are always bright. You know, everyone has shortcomings. But once you understand those shortcomings is designed to prepare you to something great, then you can deal with it better without kicking and fussing and fighting and complaining and all this stuff. You know? So it's just like a seed, right? When you plant this trying to grow a tree. Just imagine, right? We are seeds, right, in this earth. We're seeds and we're growing into this Christ consciousness thing. We're trying to make it to where we have to go. Same thing as a seed that grows to be a real tree. Imagine when a seed goes into the ground and it wants to be a seed the next day. That will be one angry, frustrated seed because it's not going to happen. It's going to take 15 to 20 years before you become a tree. So it don't matter how much you kick and fuss, the process is still going to take place in its own way, regardless, according to how it was already ordained. So once you really understand that, hey, God has a plan for me already that's been ordained. I'm living my history, literally, you know what I mean? That I'm just living recycling what I've already experienced. You know what I mean? So then it's like, okay, let me sit back and analyze what God is actually doing. See, and you create your own reality. You know, we create what we want to create. And you know, if I had to go way out there on the edge on y'all, I'm gonna go way out there because I know some people just ready. You know what I mean? And so I gotta answer. I gotta just do what I do. If you had to look at it for real,
go out on that edge, bro. I'm there.
Everyone literally has their own perception. Period, and we know that. So now, understanding when we die a physical death, right? Does the world stop?
No.
When you close your eyes, does that mean that nothing exists anymore for you? Okay. So that lets you know that you are literally in your own universe. Like literally. Because when I die, your universe continues, right? If I close my eyes, you can still see what's going on the outside. So it's like literally, like when we are inside the cell, that first cell, when we go into our mother egg, that is literally our entire universe. Literally.
That's facts.
Okay? But if you can't understand that concept, then you won't have the alchemy to be able to create, manifest things at will. Like I'm gonna give you guys an example. Like we go to the stores every day and we interact with, we engage. Well, we see people all the time. Whether we engage with them or not, we probably don't. But we walk by strangers all day, every day. What's stopping you from just talking to that person? Just, hey, how you doing? What's up, man? What's going on? Just out of nowhere. That's awkward nowadays. You see what I'm saying? That people don't do that anymore. But when you understand the power of who you really are, you be like, hold up, I'm going to say something to this guy because I understand I can create something right now just by speaking to him. You know, just by making a person smile. A person can be upset. Well, let me stop talking, y'all. Let me let somebody else get in because I can keep going.
No, that goes with, I don't know the verse. You'll know what I'm talking about. It says something about be careful of how you treat others because you don't know if you're speaking with an angel. That means the ones that are awake.
Boy, you tough, boy. I like you because you bring the scriptures out for me, and that's good. You know, so now understanding that, I'm glad you brought that point up because I meant to say that earlier when they was talking about the guys when they were saying they was in the store and they give people things and stuff like that. You brought me back to that. Well, the Spirit brought me back to the point because he wanted me to say this. You have to understand that you are that angel, like you're saying. Like if somebody's car broke down in the street, right, and you decide to get out and help a person push the car out of the street. At that time, you are literally acting as an angel. But people downplay that stuff. They don't really
All right,
understand.
I wanna tell you guys something. I wasn't gonna say this because it's cliche, how convenient, court. I get all that. I'm gonna say it anyways because it goes along with this. And I swear on my children, I am not making this up. I was rolling with my cousin. We were going down the road, and we used to do a thing called we have to do one kind act of the day, meaning I don't care when we do it, but we have to do a kind act. There was a woman broke down in the middle of the street. We got out, pushed her car out. We were having some complications. Conveniently, there was a mechanic shop, kitty corner, where she broke down. We stopped traffic, got her car out. Oh, thank you. Tried giving us money. No, thank you. That's not what we do it for. 2 weeks later, a week and a half later, literally pulled an ad out of the paper that said, and named the road. I want to thank the 2 angels that stopped and helped me that day. Swear to God. That's the story. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Powerful story there, man. That was, you got that. You got to be there for the next one, because that's who the Father is. That's who you are. You are the Father again. It's only one way. You can't go no other way, man. It can't lead to the same road, I had a good time with you guys tonight, yo. It's been like powerful. There's so much secrets don't give out. And when the brethren are going to IRS at the same time and show all the things there, all this knowledge is the knowledge that them use to practice to hold we down. But we don't
Already,
catch
brother.
on. Yeah. Yeah. So we gotta free up each other, each one teach one. And how it go? Yeah, something like that. Each one teach one, right? We gotta do that. We got to
That's
just
right. That's how it go.
Yeah.
You said it right.
So I really give thanks for brethren. One love. Go live, command. Yeah. Brethren, you my heart. I mean my
We appreciate
words come out of your
man
mouth.
expressing your sentiments, man. We really do.
Hey man, y'all already know, man. I can't take the glory, and that's why God gave it to me. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Oh no, I know what y'all saying. I know you're not giving me the glory. I just want to make sure I clarify for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Again, we ain't talking to the vessel, Me ain't talking to the vessel. I talking to the iris inside. You understand?
That's talking to you talking to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me give, because that's all I move. I move on spirit.
You can praise the Lord, brother, but
I move on spirit. I move on spirits alone. If my body, I've been sacrificed that already. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can go on and transcend to another level. Once I done overcome that, I think that's the biggest goal. And hear me again. I think as in knowing, because my mind I think what my knowledge is. You understand? So I think, I know this is the most thing, the highest goal we can sacrifice to reach what we need to keep going. Because once this the last level. What's after the last level? You can't keep coming back to the last level. You got to transcend. So you got to learn self, man. Self.
That's right.
I just want to thank everybody on the panel again.
Yes, sir.
And nobody take this the wrong way, but I'm just using this God as an action word,
No, it's just so much food, man.
Hey,
hold on.
And we all gonna get to the source, man. And I'm just riding the wave, just cruising.
That's right.
Hold on. No disrespect.
I'm doing the same thing you doing right now, brother. So just hold on 1 second, man.
Yeah, no disrespect.
hold on. We can't end it like this just yet.
Nah, it
Okay.
sound like y'all want to build upon something. Maybe I or you said.
Yeah, I mean, this last little session with so much knowledge, that was like food for a whole good 2 weeks. Like I can relax, like everything inside of me just relieved when my
Yeah,
brethren come open their mouth and it's there on the circuit for all to
already.
see. You know what I'm saying? So you can't run, you can't hide. If you're running from what I say, if you run from what I feel, and running from what I show you, my brethren go live. Just put it on live for you. So go study that. Go study the last session. What? Yeah, a powerful thing there, man. For real. So knowledge. You gotta come with use the orchestrator here, man. You gotta come with a next subject so we can tackle them thing there. You understand?
That's what I do.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
now,
sir.
so now that we have dissipated from that conversation
hmm
and we're progressing to a new one, I would like to talk about you brothers and all. What are your thoughts and sister? My apologies, but where do you see the situations of I don't know how can I explain this? I don't know. Maybe that might not be a good topic. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna ask you that. I'm not even gonna ask you all that.
Hey,
Not gonna,
Knowledge, let me ask you something, brother. Maybe if you like it, we can run with it. If not, I'll just
oh,
shut up.
let's go run with it.
Now that we've got a better understanding, can differentiate between the flesh and the spirit at a whole nother level,
Yeah.
with everything going on in the world, without being specific. Now, how do we see what's going on in the world, the flesh versus the spirit?
Oh man, you know I'm gonna get deep with that. There's no
Yeah,
way.
we don't want any of that. Let's not learn nothing.
But see, there's no way I can do that without just goddamn just digging.
Well, okay, let me reiterate. We have the
Okay.
Trump thing, the this thing, the that thing. Let's clump it up a little bit as a whole. Let me reiterate the
Trump is
question.
Trump.
Is it as
I don't care about it.
important? No, I know. I wasn't being specific. I was
I know.
illuminating on what the flesh is.
I got you.
Is it as important now, knowing what we know, as it was 3 hours ago?
Yes, but really no. But yes.
No, I'm not asking because I have the answer. I'm in the same boat going, damn, I got to rethink everything now.
No, because it can be a yes and a no.
I think I care less now.
Right. It's nothing to worry over.
Well said, my
Right.
friend.
It's nothing to worry over because
It all
it you can find yourself going right back into the rabbit hole.
yeah.
Right. So you just with us knowing what we knowing, we just have to get more on board, however that may be. Now that doesn't mean, like the brother said, if we gotta go, we gotta go. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
this ship isn't waiting for anybody. But with that being said, you could jump on board, and we just continue our path and our mission. And that's all. I mean, like we said, everything's written, so now we know that whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. We just have to be able to be masters of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm trying to better answer your question for you too, man. Like the kid, I think I know exactly what you was asking. You know what I mean? As far as like, does the flesh even matter as much even now? Okay. Yes, the flesh matter. Why? Because the spirit need the flesh in order to operate its will. Okay. Now,
I'm following.
understanding that you have dominion over your flesh is the key.
Elaborate.
So dominion over your flesh means that your mind controls your body, not your body controls your mind. See, most people let their body control their mind. I want to go do this. I want to go do that. Or I'm tempted to do this, or they just sin. But they don't have conviction over their body saying, no, body, I don't want to go do this over here. No, this is not better for our situation. Let us say, okay, you use drugs, right? You know you got to pay your bills, right? But you a dope fiend. You got your last $50. You can pay your light bill just $50 straight. But you don't have no crack. So which one you gonna choose? You gonna override? You gonna let your flesh override what your mind telling you to do, or you gonna let your mind override what your flesh is telling you to do?
Nah, yeah, you're right. And look, as you say it, it's like I could visualize it in my mind. You know, your body wanting to go do something, and your mind is like, no, motherfucker. You get what
Like
I'm
you
saying?
know you need to pay these lights. The lights gonna cut off tomorrow
no,
on
it's
you.
not. Stop playing with me.
And you know it's gonna cut off. You like, man, I know it is, but I just gotta go get this dope.
And the worst part is the body justifies it. We'll worry about it tomorrow. God will take care of us.
Exactly. That's the trickery. Now, once you understand that process in your own brain, then you will master the key. You'll have the master key.
Yeah, and you'll see how sweet it is to actually not do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you'll see how you're rewarded for not doing it, because that's the test.
Hey, I'm gonna throw a question out there to go like BT again.
Yeah, you
dropping
break it up
again,
again, Jock. You break it up.
This a whole. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There you are.
All right.
Now you're breaking up again. Naughty. Damn.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
You going in and out, bro. You come in for a minute, then it started skipping.
All right.
Hello?
I think he muted himself. No, I think he's getting irritated because the shit ain't working, and Naughty likes to drop these deep little jewels. Him and Go Live really. I talk to Naughty a lot, man, and he's helped immensely. Just kind of guide. He doesn't tell you have to do this, you have to do that, and he does. He puts it in a context where it makes you think, and that's what a Go Live is doing. And I think both of them were brought in here to really, oh, you didn't get it? Slam. There's another one. Now you got it. And I think he's getting frustrated, so he just muted like, oh, screw it. I'll just listen. But the reason I asked Go Live, and yeah, you were correct. I don't like, it wasn't a hidden agenda. I'll just be blunt with it. We're all preparing. We're all doing these great things to take care of our family. And I just wanted to know, my mentality was, okay, you still have to work with the both. It's not duality at this point for me anymore, as much as it is just tending to both sides. And you need the one for the other. So we still have to prepare, but it puts us at a different level where that hate slips away. You understand people. For whatever reason, I'm not even mad at people if they don't get this anymore. It's like, okay, no big deal. You're just not ready for it. Your time will come. Before I would fight it and fight it and fight it. Like, what the hell's wrong with these people? Because I don't think I'm that smart. It's like, if I can get it, you can get it. And that's okay now. So that's why I was asking, like, we need to continue building, doing what we do, but things aren't as important as we thought they were before. Still important, but not the highlight of our lives.
Exactly. You are absolutely correct. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is they want you to think it's more important. That's why people don't actually live their lives because they thinking about when I die, I'm going to hell. When I die, I'm going to heaven. But they forget, they say, live on earth as it is in heaven. Say, God, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mhm.
Go live.
Now you're breaking up now.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Oh, hold on.
Somebody don't like this conversation.
Oh yeah, y'all already know, man. These folks are listening to us, man. Like this kind of information right here. Oh, this is groundbreaking, and they gonna try to cut us off every time. Like they booted me off the thing one time. I had to join back on. Yeah, I'm ready for your ride. What you got for me, baby?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question. Damn, man.
I was just gonna say, do we do this through telepathy or? Sorry. Shit was funny.
I couldn't even do it. I forgot the goddamn question that fast. Hold on.
Oh no, don't let them steal your question, man. You gotta remember what that was.
My wife was talking to me at the same time, man. I forgot. God damn.
We were talking. Let's see if we can retrigger it. We were talking about things aren't as important as we thought they were, and then Go Live was saying they want us to think it's important, so we don't live our fullest. God says on earth as it is in heaven, meaning we should have peace here too.
Yo, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Naughty.
All right, Go Live. I wanted to ask you, what's your concept of the globe? Yeah, is it flat or well, I didn't hear you say magnetism, so I'm taking that apparently you believe on flatness.
Okay, now remember, Ja, we can't forget everything is dual, right?
Yeah.
So guess what my answer is, Ja? It's flat and round. Why do I say that? It appears to be round because of the electromagnetic field surrounding the earth, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the ground itself is flat, right? So what do we have? We have a half circle is what we got.
Yeah. You're the right things already. I don't know, man. I just was trying to change up the conversation a little thing there, But I try to find some observation.
Let them finish. I want to hear this.
Yeah. So check it out, right? Yeah. So that's another example of how they divide us again. You got people over here warring, talking about it's a globe Earth. People over here warring it's a flat Earth. And then my God tell me, hey, I don't know why they debating. It's round and it's flat. Why they can't see that it's both of them saying the same thing? Why they can't see that part? Why they can't agree on that?
I agree that it's holographic.
Yeah, and it's definitely holographic, but that still don't take from the shape itself, but it's definitely holographic because everything, all matter is made up of cells. All matter is made up of individual cells.
Perception.
Exactly, your perception. And the only thing that make you even think that it's something is because of your eyes. Because in actuality, everything is light photons.
And your influence.
Right, but everything in actuality in its essence is light photons, bro. Like for you to form an image out of anything is because your light photons went inside your eyes, went to the back of your brain, and came back out as an image.
Okay, so since we speaking about that, I can elaborate about that. Real vibrant.
Let's go.
Hold on, let me turn my motherfucking camera on.
Here we go.
Talking about, man. You talking about photons. Look. This beer can right here that I have. Right? I got let me lock that in right there. Okay. There we go. Now look, this beer can I have right here, just like he was talking about. This beer can. Photons are small fragments of light. Now, one world. I don't know if you was watching, if you're watching right now, but he disagrees with photons, electrons, and all that shit. But we're not gonna talk about that.
See, people disagree with the terminology. They gotta stop doing that. It's just words. That is what we call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the photons bounce off. I said no, babe. So when it bounces off, it goes into the retina. The retina it bounces back in a sense, kind of a electric signal, but it's not electric in the sense of what we think of as electric. It's kind of a different signal of a pulse. It sends to the back of our head, which is this area right here. And it sends a picture. Now, most people say this picture is upside down, so and so. But that picture is just a collective example of particles spreading and our eyes making sense of it through photons. So with our eyes making sense of it through photons, we observe. And once we observe, we see a chair, we see a table, we see a foot, a hand. And see, one thing you got to realize, you see everything with your eyes. And you see everything except for your head.
Not only with your eyes, though. That's just not limited to your eyes that you see.
No. Well, I'm not saying your eyes, but I'm saying as far as perception. I mean, should I elaborate a little bit more about that?
Well, I know exactly what you mean. You know what I mean? And like you're saying, everything do go through the eyes and it's reflected back out, you know, and it's flipped upside down. Right? So and when you say that we are a holographic universe, you know what I mean? People throw that term out there all the time. People say that. But my thing with people and information, I'm not saying you at all. I'm just saying in general. Like we have a whole bunch of information and data, but no one's bringing it to knowledge. You know what I mean? That data is just information here and there. I got a
your
big piece
mind
over
play
here.
tricks on you, basically, at the end of the day. With the perceptions you perceive, your mind play tricks on you. And you act upon them things every day. Just like you get out of bed, realize you're late for something, or you're too early, or this, or you're feeling sick. You act upon them things.
Right. I guess what I'm trying to ask you, Uprising, is why do you say it's a holographic universe? Like, I mean, I have my answer for it, but I just wanted to see, do you know why it is a holograph if you had to project it? Okay, if it's a holograph, what makes it a holograph?
Man, and he saved that for deep into the viewing. All right, so why do I say it's a holographic universe? First, I want you to consider imagining a 2D reality projecting a 3D reality. Now, with that being said, let's think of black holes, right? Now, when you think of black holes, just now I'm speaking a little of quantum physics right now. And when I speak of black holes, what's your ideas of black holes?
My idea.
Now I'm giving you a principle.
Oh, okay.
So I'm asking you your ideas so I can get an understanding of what you understand so you can understand what I understand. You know,
Yeah, the black hole is the North Pole. Like I was just trying to ask you, like, what makes it the holograph, like new universe? See, okay, if you got a holograph, right? Something is projecting the holograph. That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get you to see, like, why is it that? You know what I mean? Okay, if the word is holographic, that means something is making it holographic. Something is projecting this holograph.
the
The
photon,
sun is projecting the holograph.
the sun, but see, the sun is just one factor.
Hmm.
But see, it breaks down into many different sub factors. Now, you got the sun, and then you got the idea of think of if think of if right now, right? The reality you're experiencing, it feels real. Now, everybody acting upon their senses. Okay, I'm gonna go there. Then, next thing I'm gonna say, think about the black holes. Now, when I say acting upon your senses, and think of black holes, just think of a black hole in man, I wish I can really hold on. I'm trying to pop up my screen right quick and do a drawing to elaborate a little further about it. Because it is the weekend and I did my hours. Some little bullshit. Okay. So everybody think of a black hole, right? When you think of a black hole, right? You see it as this thing that is consuming all this immense amount of energy. So let's just say got this one little dot right here. And this one little dot, you see that one little dot? This circle is representing the black hole, but the black hole is not a circle. Actually, it has no dimension. It's two-dimensional. It's flat. We get to that a little later. So when you're looking at this right here, right? You're seeing an idea. Let's just name that little dot Ted, right? And then we're gonna do a heart. And we're gonna name the heart Sally. So now we got Ted and we got Sally. So we got Ted and Sally, right? I don't know. Y'all probably can't see that, but we got Ted and Sally. So Sally is going around this ring right here. Now, the way I'm showing it is a view from the top. Now, it would rather be a view like this and such. Let me erase all that. So now we're showing Sally going into a ring. And now the question is, what will we call this ring Sally is going into? What is this ring Sally is falling upon? Well, we will call that right there. Okay, see that? In fact, let me just do a circle. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people like to resonate with little circles and shit. Okay, so let's just say Sally started getting there. That's Ted. So let me make a S right here. Make a T. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can make this out clearly. Okay, there we go. Dim the lights a little bit. So right there, that's Sally. Now Sally is getting caught in the rings. Now, it may appear that she is in the ring, right? So now, when Ted is floating with Sally, Sally somehow dissipates without Ted consciously knowing. Now, when Sally starts to dissipate, Ted pays no attention because him and Sally, hold on now, because him and Sally are walking. But Sally entered that ring right there. That ring is the horizon. Now, this right here, the ring. That's the horizon. Now, what is the horizon? The horizon is the point of no return. It's the point to where, and the reality that Ted is in, Sally will be dissipated. Now, seeing that Sally has dissipated in Ted's reality, we think it the black hole. Now she's in the point of no return. The point of no return, which she cannot come back. Right? She cannot come back. Look at that. Look, we got my food on the way. Interesting. So now we're going to call this middle point right here. We're going to call this middle point. I'm going to put an X. We're going to call that middle point right there the singularity. We're going to call that middle point right there the singularity. Now, what happens in singularity? It's combustion of energy, unfathomable. Now, once Sally entered the point of no return, the outer ring, which we're calling the horizon, is how hot. Now I gotta exit out again and all this and shit. But the temperature of that is 1 billion million degrees. 1 billion million degrees hot. That is the hottest temperature we have observed from a black hole. Now, Sally, she got into the inner ring, right? But the thing with Sally, once she got into the inner ring, right? Ted didn't know because she dissipated in that reality. So basically, just imagine something evaporating or something condensate in it, and it just disappears, right? So when that happens, she was gone to the reality of Ted. But in fact, with the immense amount of heat caused from the black hole, it turned Sally into information. Now, the thing about information, it never dissipates. Even though Sally, she entered the horizon and entered the point of no return, which in a black hole, she was still present in another reality that Ted couldn't experience.
All right, you still there? You trying to explain to us like how it makes a holograph? I thought no, that's how holographic. I thought you were talking about holographic Earth.
Holographic universe, brother.
I'm sorry.
It's not just the Earth.
Well, that's what I meant, though.
See, when you say Earth, man, it's just what you perceive right now. You look out your window and look out into the world, man. Just as much as you can perceive is all in your head. Just like you perceive, goddamn,
I'm trying to understand why though. I understand all that around. I'm trying to get you to think about the big picture of it. See, because like right now, if I'm listening to that, right, and I'm trying to really download what you're saying into my psyche, it's going to sound like it's no basis to support what you're saying. It's like this is how you see it, and it is how it's going. So I want you to try to, if you can't, I'll be glad to do it for you.
Man,
but if you,
man, go ahead, man. I've been at work for goddamn 12 hours. I'm off. I went live. I don't give a fuck, bro. Do your thing, man.
Yeah. I ain't tripping though. I just want to just try to just show you what, like, why that is the case. You know what I mean? Like what you're saying. You know what I mean? So we have to understand, like okay. Anybody who didn't know anything about metaphysics, we understand that metaphysics deals with the first principles of things. All right. So once everybody keep their mind wrapped around the first principles, the origin of everything, then you'll understand everything that comes after that. Everything after is just irrelevant.
All is mental.
Exactly. All is mental. Universe. Everything we see is a result of the all, is a result of the mental.
Yes. That's what I just said, brother.
Right, exactly. And I'm just I'm just elaborating on exactly what you just said. Exactly. You're right. Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on. So now we understand when we talk about matter or whatever, we had to go take the scientists and see what matter is. They're going to tell you matter is atoms. And the smallest part of atoms are called subatomic particles. These subatomic particles is electrons, neutrons, and protons. Now, when you be like, okay, that's the smallest element of particles is the atom. No, I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you, bro.
Part of the elementary particles.
Right, right. Subatomic particles. It's called that too. Elementary particles is synonym. See, they try to get us with the words thing, man, but shit be meaning the same shit, and they try to confuse us by making it seem like something different. So yeah, we said the same thing. Elementary particles, subatomic particles, same thing. So now that's it. That's the smallest element of matter, right? So now, when you ask them if they say an atom is the smallest element of matter, and then it says this smallest this particle is made up of three different things. It's made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. So my next question would be, where does protons, neutrons, and electrons come from? So when you ask that question, then they're gonna give you the answer telling you that it don't exist. Like electrons, protons, and electrons does not have. There's nothing they can touch, grab. It's not physical. So they're telling you it's nothing. They say that electrons, protons, neutrons is nothingness. Is what they call it. So that's explaining the answer why everything is holographic. If everything is nothingness in actuality, and it's only our eyes and our perceptions that's causing it to seem as if it's a reality, that's why everything is holographic, because it literally don't exist. Everything is actually nothing.
Yo, my name on Facebook is Sister Nun for a reason.
Sister Nun. Oh, you said like for the nothing aspect, right?
Oh yeah.
That's right, Sister Nun, because everything is God. Like you said, everything is mental, and
Hey,
mental is God. You know what I
go
mean?
live. I got
Yes,
a
sir.
question for you.
Mhm.
Electrons, protons, and the 666 is the number of man. 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons. That's a carbon makeup of all living matter, isn't it?
That's right.
So
Yes,
you're
sir.
saying if you break it down to the atomic level, there's actually more space than there is matter, so therefore it has to be holographic.
Exactly. And actually, they tell you that this space that they claim to have attachment to, they say electrons, protons, and neutrons itself is nothing. So in actuality, you don't even have an atom, brother.
Right.
Exactly. I'm saying the same thing you're saying. Exactly, bro. So that's how you get this nothingness and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? How God is all and he just experiencing himself within other people. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying, bro. That's exactly what's going on. So once you realize that, that's when you realize you come to the epiphany, like you said, nothing really matters. You know what I mean?
So
Who am I
then
to judge you about anything? Who am I?
now I'm going to stretch. So if you break it down to the atomic level and there's actually more space than there is matter, the eyes, this I'm stretching. I don't know this.
Mhm.
It would seem to me then the eye, if the eye sees any space, it's filling in the space of its perception.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what's going on. See, and then when you look at what an eye actually is, right? The eye is an orbit, right? It's a globe.
Right. What's
That's the
the
definition of eye. When you
filler?
look up, yeah, right?
That's the way I'm perceiving it.
Exactly. So when you look at the word itself, when you look at the eyes and stuff like that, it's going to tell you it means orbit, to orbit. It's going to tell you that. That's the definition for it. You know what I mean? So, but the thing about it is, we're not putting two and two together. See, all the information we need is located in the words. They're not hiding anything. It's in the words. So when you look the words up and then you look at the origin of the word, it's gonna blow you away.
Yeah.
You were like, whoa, wait a minute. Like John was saying, it's the truth in plain sight. They're not hiding. In order for anything to work, you must manifest it. Okay? They can't do anything to us without us giving them permission to do it.
Exactly.
So that's the same thing with this law. We agree. When we sign our signature to something, we agreeing to this. We agreeing to follow the laws. You know what I mean? We're agreeing to do this and do that. But if you don't agree to it, then they can't hold you accountable for it. That's why they ask for your signature and all this kind of stuff, because you have to agree to it. It's called contractual law.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not supposed to enter into no contract with no man. It's all about God, unless it's something that you want to be willing to contract into. It has to be something that in a contract, it has to be two sides of it. It can't be you just handing me a paper and say, hey, just sign this. No, where's my input to this contract?
Right.
You know,
makes it null and void. I'm with you.
Exactly. So, but the thing about it is, people don't understand law. They don't understand medical stuff. They don't understand this and that. And so, if you notice that the elites, they take on the most prestigious professions. They are the lawyers and the doctors and all this kind of stuff. And that's how they're concealing the knowledge, because we don't aspire that high into education and all that kind of stuff to understand that the wool's being pulled over our eyes.
Well, for them to be at that level, but be good at our level, they have to dumb themselves down because they understand at that level. We can't comprehend it because we're starting at the bottom.
Exactly, and that's the whole idea. So when they have you starving at the bottom, in the body, guess in this world, guess what they have you where they have you stuck at? They have you stuck in the root chakra.
Yes.
So all you can focus on is survival. Where I'm gonna get my next meal from? How I'm gonna pay my bills? That's where they want you stuck at, in survival mode. So once you realize, hey. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all guys another one. Cause I know you're a heavy brother and you be on the scripture a lot too. So I got to tell you this. So there's another thing that you can look at. You know the scripture that says, it says, therefore shall a man leave his mother and his father and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now for the carnal mind, first of all, let me clear that up too. The reason why people have to look at it have to look at it from the opposite of literal is for the simple fact that the scripture says itself, do not lean on your own understanding and do not dwell and do not have a carnal mind. It tells you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your own understanding? Your own understanding is saying you see a blue car and you be like, hey, that's a blue car. That's your own understanding. You see it's a blue car, so you call it a blue car. That's the carnal mind. It's going off what you see. Like you calling it exactly what you see. That's carnal. Everybody reading carnally. So when you read from God's mind, the third eye is gonna go into the creative side. Like, hold up. I see they saying it's a blue car, but what are they really trying to say about this blue car? You see what I'm saying? That's when your brain turn on. So
and when you go and look into the word blue, you go looking into the word car.
That part, you got it, man. It's like, let me break this sentence down to its atomic structure, like you saying. Even you had to go to the letters, see, because all letters, are one word, right? All words have definitions, right?
Mm-hmm. And all letters do too.
Exactly. I was finna say that too. So exactly. So like I said, you got one word, you got a definition,
I'm
right?
Cut you off. I'm hitting something else. And then when you spell it in all caps the way they do, that's a whole nother. It's an incomplete word, incomplete sentence.
Yeah, so you good, man. I'm glad your wheel's turning, man. Your wheels is turning. So check this out. I'm gonna make it turn more for you. So when you have one word, right, and you know a word equals a definition. So in actuality, you're really saying that definition and not the word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's say you take a sentence, right? And you take each sentence and you write down the definition for each sentence. I mean, for each, write down the definition of each word in the sentence, right? And then you read the sentence according to each definition of each word. You're going to get a whole different meaning of what that sentence means. And then you might have a paragraph worth of words.
Or you could take each word in that sentence, write the definition, give your understanding of that definition, the new understanding, and read it out, and it'll mean something totally different than the original sentence with the proper definitions.
Exactly. The same as that thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about, brother. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's how I found
playing. This is that multiple level where the average person is going to read that blue car and go, stupid, it's blue. They're not going to even be able to comprehend what the hell you're talking about because you're at that next level. And then you go to that next level, you break down the letters. Then you go to that next level where you break it down into, like we've been talking, the subatomic level. It just keeps going as far as you want to keep comprehending.
That's right.
Give a better definition. Get a definition on law. When them man go to reading the law, and the law telling them one thing, and they want to read it as this, give them the definition. It goes in all aspect, not just in the cure. It goes in every aspect of life. You understand? So you have to dissect everything.
Well, here's the beauty of it, Nadi. Now that I know the direction it's going in, it's easier to make that leap. Because the stuff in the middle, I'm not saying it's not important, but I want the ultimate definition. Now I can overlay that on other things and better understand them, which is what he's talking about. Yes.
Right. And once you understand the real truth, what they're trying to say, you can understand the metaphor of what they said. That's right. So that way you can believe that Jesus Christ, he died on the cross and he resurrected, and you can believe all those phony stories because you know what the story actually means.
Right. And instead of sitting at the bottom
trying
to work up, you can go straight to the top and come down. It's much easier.
Isn't that Gary? What's going on, Gary?
That's right, man.
Gary,
You know what I mean?
Gary.
No,
Gary.
this has been beautiful, brother.
What's going on, Chief?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, Chief?
So then let me ask you, Go Live. I want your interpretation. I have mine. Me and Nadi we're kind of on the same page. Well, we are on the same page. Now, when we talk about, and I just want to see if I'm even remotely using this process properly. Okay, we understand law. The law, the UC, you obviously know UCC versus common law versus English law, canon law, script law, all that good fun stuff. Right. So we want to free ourselves from that. Is there a, once you're at the spirit level,
already.
Does that?
I free.
No, I know. I'm just asking him. Is there a thing at spirit level where because you're there, it automatically you're free, or do we still have to go through the paperwork process to overcome the assumption that they have? Or both?
So it's both. It's both. Because everything is dual again. Like y'all was telling you, like cannot forget, everything comes in 2 or 3s. You know what I mean? So just like what you're saying. Okay, on one level, when you already know you free in the mind, you automatically free, period. You can't be bound at all. I mean, you're not scared of death. You're not scared of nothing. Like, because I am an eternal being.
But they're still operating in